It's Monday Night Roar. Get ready for the hottest ladies on YouTube. You're watching the one, the only, the original, except no substitutes. Toxic Femininity, brought to you by Midnight Edge. Good evening. I am Tom Connors. I am your MC for this evening, full of toxic femininity. Nina will be along shortly. She's running behind, but we were going to just get things going in the meantime. We've got with us tonight, looking like she's ready to go to a club in like circa 1987 there with that outfit.
I am ready, Tom. I'm ready to go back to 1987 and go to a club too. So
Damn
yes,
right.
but it is always great to be here on a Monday night.
I can already hear the song just like rush, rush to the yayo. Buzz, give me it. Yeah, anyway. Speaking of t-shirts, look at that Jurassic Park shirt on.
Thank you.
The one, the only, the Reina. You're festive for the week. That's right. Jurassic Park opens up this, or World, I should say, opens up this week.
Yes, opens up this week. Preview night is on Thursday night, and I plan to be there and enjoy it. I have been looking forward to this one, especially since Fallen Kingdom was ass.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So you're seeing it Thursday?
Yeah, I'm going to see it Thursday.
If you got time, you should join me. I'm going to see it, and then I think I'm going to do a review Thursday night. So.
Okay. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. So absolutely.
We'll see how bad it is up against Top Gun, because I might go see Top Gun the same day.
I
haven't seen Top Gun yet.
Neither have I. So that's another movie for the weekend. I got to go see. Hey, Paulie.
Yes, indeed. We got Paulie in the house. We got Nicholas Horton sending in a super sticker right off the bat.
Thank you,
Sheba Dog
Nicholas
Farting Hearts. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Dr. Tom and the Women.
That sounds like a 70s band.
Interesting. Or Dr. Marsden in the Wonder Women. So we're gonna talk a little Wonder Woman tonight. I know that.
Yes.
Have you guys seen that movie about the actual the guy who made Wonder Woman?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's a good. The movie itself, I don't know. It's all right. It's got Luke Evans in it, but the story itself is amazing, and that's why I thought it was kind of funny that they're doing this whole gay icon thing with Wonder Woman, because like she has quite the BDSM history. I sent you guys an article about that earlier.
Yeah, I think you sent that to us on another show previously, because I had not heard that at all.
Yeah, Dr. Marsden himself had a lover and a wife, and they all lived in the same house with other women too. It's kind of a very progressive relationship for the time, let's say. There's all kinds of little BDSM things hidden into the into Wonder Woman comics. Yeah, that's why one of the reasons everybody noticed that one of the only ways you can take away her powers is by binding her hands together.
Now that I did know, so why I didn't connect that it's freaking
and the
beyond
lasso
me.
Of truth and all these things, just like
all that a lot more kinkier than I thought. That went way over my head. I'm thinking Wonder Woman, Lasso of Truth, Invisible Jet.
That one's just apeshit crazy. I think that came along later.
That's the morning walk of shame when you gotta get the hell out of there. You don't want anybody to see you leave it. It's like, let's get back quick, get in the invisible jet. Bye.
No, you didn't see me. You didn't see anything.
But we also got another super chat from Bird Up. If you want to grab that one, Lorraine.
Bird Up for $5. Thank you so very much, my dear. Galaxy Quest fandoms are great. Star Wars fandoms are bad. Galaxy Quest for the win. That movie, I never get tired of watching it, especially the part where they walk into the convention.
Do you really have to repeat everything the computer is saying? I have one damn job on this show, and I'm going to do it, damn it.
I I like when his mother says that he has to take the garbage out, and he took the garbage out. He's like, and the recycling.
The fate of the universe kind of falls upon this right now, but hey. Yeah, this is one of my new favorite memes. Star Wars fans, Star Wars fans, Star Wars fans.
That is definitely me with the popcorn bucket.
Me too.
Yeah, I know, right?
Of late, especially when I go to Galaxy's Edge and just like, man, this is a hot mess.
Yes. Yes, and hopefully Nina should be along shortly. She's dealing with some things in the background, but she should be here before we know it.
Mm-hmm.
But without further ado, we're going to say hello to some of you people in the chat here and get moving on with the topics at hand.
Yes.
We've got the Cheese Factor. We've got Aiken in the house. We got Tu Gayen. Am I saying that right?
Tu Nyen.
Tu Nyen. Okay. Then we got 16-Bit in the house. We got Cosmic Vader. We got Mark. Just Mark. Nothing else.
Says, hey,
Keely Chow is here. Grand Admiral Adams here. The Tightrope Project is here. We've got we got Ben Dowdy.
Army.
Yeah. We got Mighty Orbits. We have Hamdinger. We have so many more. Thank you for being here, guys. We appreciate it. Tim Hayes, I see here. As we said before, Paulie's in the house. Steve O'Call is here. Lady Ombre is here. Welcome, welcome. We got Jack Kluman here. John Edgar. So many more. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Hit the share button. Show the ladies some love, because the Lord knows YouTube won't. And Hail Mobile Recluse. Thank you for being a member as well, and all the other members. Thank you, thank you. Nicholas Horton and so many more. Yeah, I'm hoping Dominion's so much better than the last one. I'll tell you that much.
I hope so, because unlike Star Wars, they got the band back together with the first three original
I think
characters.
that was kind of a big FU with Trevorrow when he did that in the trailer on purpose.
I cannot freaking wait for that, specifically for that.
And he actually come out and apologized for the last one, even though he barely had much to do with it. So got to give him credit on that one. But yeah, we don't seem to have any super chats to catch up with today. So let's get into some discussion. I was hoping that Nina would join us by then, but
one last thing before I start. Guess what
you
I
got
found
something
at
new?
Target.
Ooh, look at this.
I'm like circling around
It's
at
a black
Target
saber.
and got a dark saber.
Wow.
Or dark saber.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You can't really see it though in the light.
No, you can't. It was $20, so I said I don't care. Lighting's not that great, but for $20, I said I'll get it. It makes it nice.
Speaking of super chats, Toddzilla sent us one. If you want to get that one.
Yes, Toddzilla for a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Toddzilla. We do appreciate it. I said this on Pop Culture Breakdown last night. Tom was 100% right about Star Wars.
Thank you, Toddzilla. I was actually in the chat. I heard you say that. I'm right about a lot of things if people would actually listen to me. I know I sound like an old man yelling at clouds, but it's so the last few weeks have been kind of vindicating with a lot of the stuff that's been coming out, because it's seeming all coming true, or at least a lot of the things I've heard. And then I shook up Pablo Hidalgo last night. That was kind of funny. Took him less than 5 minutes to reply to me, and then he went and deleted his tweet after I kind of called him out on his bullshit.
You mean the wannabe George R.R. Martin?
Well, yeah, because he's out there explaining this and Pablo explaining that, and I'm like, aren't you just supposed to tell us whether or not a dog can play basketball, not how he does it? And he's like, well, somebody else already figured it out, and then he come up with another excuse, and then he deleted the original tweet.
He is just one of those where it seems like whenever he opens his mouth,
I think he's not supposed to be online, but yet he is, and he's not supposed to. But yeah. Hey, Nina, welcome to the show, and she's wearing the proper attire for tonight.
Yes,
hello.
Wonder Woman. What's going on, ladies?
Wonder
Tommy.
Woman.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hi, everyone. Hi, chat.
Absolutely. And yeah, your timing's pretty good, because I was just about to hit the back, but I think I earned myself an IF and knew it.
Knew it.
You're gonna
You gotta play it.
You're gonna hit the back. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm here.
Yes, welcome, Nina. We're so glad you could make it.
I'm so glad I'm here. It's Monday night. Are we ready to party?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And with that, here's my thing.
I fucking knew it. Oh.
Smash the like, everybody.
Oh, yes. And share the stream.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Share the stream. Well, first of all, thank you. There's almost 300 of you guys in here watching. Thank you so very, very, very much for being here. I did not have this on my bingo card for Pride Month. I
Neither
don't know
did I.
if any of you did, but I happened to just be, cruising through Twitter, and noticed this tweet from Linda Carter, who basically says, I didn't write Wonder Woman, but if you want to argue that she is somehow not a queer or trans icon, then you're not paying attention. Every time someone comes up to me and says that Wonder Woman helped them while they were closeted, it reminds me of how special the role is. Now, your girl, I didn't follow Wonder Woman in the comic books. I was not a DC Comics fan. That was just it. However, I did watch the television show in syndication, did know she had a badass invisible jet, and loved what she freaking stood for. Because when it comes to the top 3 DC characters, there's Superman, there's Batman, there's Wonder Woman. That's usually the troika. Okay. And she didn't look like me. That didn't freaking matter. What mattered? I know, right?
You didn't see yourself in her, and that was okay?
No, that was perfectly fine.
Lorena, you just blew my fucking mind, girl. Damn.
God forbid universal values such as truth and justice and sticking up for those who are weaker than you, sticking to your word, helping those when you can't. Oh, God, you know what? Can you believe that just appealed to me? Even though we didn't look alike?
I can't. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to call you out, Lorena. I think you're just a liar.
I will say this: they're on an island full of women and only women, so yeah, we know they're going to be doing some scissoring, but
it's like that the Isle of Lesbos thing. I can totally understand.
It was implied.
That's implied, and I said that did not make me blink, at all. But what did was just like, what do you, maybe this is just me, and chime in on this, please. When did Wonder Woman become a queer or trans icon?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so I became familiar with Wonder Woman when I was a kid in Iran, because the main heroes were always there. Like there was Superman, especially Superman was like the top, and then Batman and Spider-Man, and then Wonder Woman was like the woman, and that was really rare in Iran to like even talk about female heroes and stuff like that. So when I found out about Wonder Woman, I was like, oh, she's like, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, she's like Superman, but like the woman version. And I really liked her. And the idea that she lived on an island or like wherever with women made sense to me as an Iranian girl at the time, because I not that I hated men, but I hated the oppression of my country and the fact that men were kind of ruling over that fact. So my very, very, innocent viewpoint was like, well, yeah, I kind of get it that she wants, like, they want to live on an island without men because men are oppressive. And like, you don't like, I get that. I never got, like, when I was a kid, I never thought about that being like a lesbian thing or whatever. Like whenever I thought about Wonder Woman, I just thought about her being a super strong lady that actually represented women and what women and girls go through when they're like competing with men, and like the idea of them being just as good, just as strong, just as empowering, like all those messages, the honesty, like what you said, the truth, all of the stuff that goes for a hero, that was supposed to be Wonder Woman, and that, you know, that gave me strength. But like I never thought at all that, you know, Wonder Woman or the people she lives with on the island are munching carpet on their days off. Like it was never a thing that I thought about. So now I'm just kind of like, okay, Linda, like, you know, whatever. I don't, it's not for me, but okay. What about you, RM? What was your?
I've never heard that Wonder Woman is a queer icon. I've never heard any of this before. I'm, you know, I'm not saying that gays haven't dressed up as Wonder Woman. I certainly can't, you know, make that claim. I'm sure there have been many that have, or trans or whomever, you know, everybody can dress up as Wonder Woman, but I've just never heard Wonder Woman, you know, kind of used in that way or described that way. And I've always just imagined that she, especially from the series that we all watched her in syndication with Linda Carter specifically, you know, she was a woman working with the government, for heaven's sake, and she, you know, was working on missions, and that's what she did. And you know, they never said anything about her sexuality necessarily. So I'm kind of surprised. I mean, she had to keep her identity a secret, you know, and, you know, like many characters do, and she did. And, you know, she went on her day and fought crime and did all sorts of incredible things while keeping things quiet, you know, flying around in her invisible jet, as you guys had said, you know, making sure people didn't get killed. You know, she would be saving the day time after time and after time. I just don't remember the gay icon part or the trans icon part or the, you know, queer part or the pussy looking part. Like, I don't remember any of that.
Oh my God.
This happened in the episodes. Like, I don't remember any of that because I just don't think we witnessed it.
The thing is that I understand, like, if gay people, like, just like the way I did, like as an oppressed person in Iran and in that country, that they took strength from her character, that they, you know, if they're in the closet or whatever they were going through in their daily life was something that they took strength from in her character and what she represented. So I can see that. Of course I could see that. But for her to come out and say this during Pride Month, it just seems like it's such a virtue signal. It doesn't seem like it's like I don't know. It just doesn't feel genuine. And I think that's what really is kind of cringe about it.
And that's what it was, you know, to me. It's like if she would have said something like this any other time, you know, during the year, probably just went over in my head, you know, whatever. I'm not worried about it too much. But the fact that it is during Pride Month, the fact that she makes it specifically about her character being, you know, a trans or gay icon, it's like, one, that's not, when you talk about icon or iconic, sexual orientation really does not figure in with that particular character. It just does not. So with her saying that, it makes, and this is just me personally, feelings are not right or wrong, it's just me. I feel like somebody like me who looks up to this character and that character had an effect on me as being a paragon of truth and justice and fighting for the oppressed, I don't count. So you're basically saying the fans who feel that way, that doesn't matter right now. You know, your character is not an icon to them. And that's what I really didn't like. But to kind of catch people up on the timeline of what was going on, this is the first tweet. Pretty innocuous, you know. Happy Pride, so excited to celebrate with all my LGBTQI plus fans and fans. Now, of course, I was at Disney this past weekend, and usually the first week of June is always Pride Month. It's no big deal. People are out there, they're dressed up, they're having a good time. It's been going on literally for decades, you know, every year. No one thinks anything about it. So, you know, it's a nice, cool picture. No worries. Nobody's worried about that. So someone decides to add back at her and says, Wonder Woman is not a superhero for gays. Okay. You take that how you want to take that.
See, I find those kind of comments also dumb because it's like, it's exactly what we're talking about. It could be for everyone. Gays are included. Everyone.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's just like, it comes off as just really preposterous. And ignorant. That's actually a specific word, is ignorant. It really comes off as ignorant. But when she comes back and says, you're right, she's a superhero for bisexuals, it's just like, what about
Everyone.
everybody?
Why not replace the word bisexual with everyone? Because that could include every fucking, everything in the LGBTQ, whatever Skittle Nation, as Lorena likes to call it. And, everyone is everyone. That's why I never understood the whole like get mad at like all lives matter thing. Because I was like, all lives means all lives. Like that includes Black people and like everyone. And all is an encompassing word. So I never understood that whole thing.
I didn't either. What about your thoughts, my dear?
When I first saw that picture that she posted, the one that you showed, Lorena, where it has this really cool background.
Yeah.
It looks really nice. It's celebrating Pride. I liked it a lot. I thought this is a positive image, where we support people who, want to celebrate Pride. Some of us do also celebrate it. It looks good. But I didn't look at it as an exclusionary picture. I just thought it meant for everybody. I thought it meant everyone. So, when they say happy Pride, I just assume it means just be prideful, not just for LGBTQIA people, but for everyone. So, feeling the need to kind of personalize it with, well, it's for bisexuals. Well, it's a trans icon. And she's such an international figure that everyone on Earth knows who Wonder Woman is. Overwhelmingly, her role is a woman who stands for justice, and does whatever she needs to do to make sure justice is carried out. So, for me, that's the icon that she's always going to be. And sexuality doesn't have anything to do with it. Even in the show she was in, that wasn't really something, that was addressed. I think it's strange that they felt that they had to kind of tunnel vision it to one group or another. I think she represents every woman, but that's how I look at it.
Well, especially women, but I think it, also includes men because of what Gal Gadot said, and we can talk about that later.
Does Chris Pratt know
that what she's a bi or what?
That she likes the Leslie ladies.
Who doesn't like Leslie ladies?
But he likes Leslie.
I don't know, but does she like Leslie's? Is she all? Why is bi like? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll say it. You got to pick one sooner or later. I mean, I'm just.
I'm sorry. I was busy with something else. I couldn't multitask. But you know what? You're right. I mean, I sometimes you just got to pick a side. I get it. I get it.
You just got to pick one. Which team are you gonna,
which team are you playing for? And usually you can't pick, like, once you pick a team, that was a Seinfeld joke too. It was like, when you're on that team, you can't play for the other team. Like, that's it. Like, you picked your team, and there's no switching back. That's funny.
Well, unfortunately for some people, when they make a change, there is no switching back necessarily. So yeah.
That's a shame. But yeah, I love this picture.
I do like that picture too.
Gorgeous picture.
And she has her lasso kind of wrapped all over her arms.
Yeah.
I like it.
You go. It's a gorgeous. It's a different take, color palette wise for Wonder Woman. So I had zero problem with that whatsoever. But then further on, she starts to step in it, kind of like what I showed earlier, where she's talking about how she didn't write it. But if you want to argue that she's somehow not a queer or trans icon, then you're not paying attention. A lot of us have been paying attention.
Yeah, we've been watching this show.
Years.
Yeah, I've been paying too much attention. I'm so sick of this shit. It's like, no, I'm done.
Like, can we not? I mean, it's case in point. I wasn't a big Xena Warrior Princess fan. I just wasn't. But I had a lot of friends who were lesbian, who gravitated to Xena and the relationship between Xena and Gabrielle. And,
Yes.
it was kind of out there. They didn't really comment on it very much, but they also didn't trash fans for seeing that or not seeing that.
See,
And
I
that
always
kind of
thought
open
Xena was
secret.
bi, because Xena was like, she was in, like, her relationship with Gabrielle was a thing, but
Mhm.
so was her relationship with like Ares and like all these other dudes. And then there was like this thing with Hercules and like blah, blah, blah. So it wasn't like
Got
she
to
was
keep
just
her things open.
Her
Everything's
options.
yeah,
open
her
for
options. Like she was definitely, so like when people were like, oh, she's a lesbian, I was like,
You're
really?
like,
'Cause I don't know. She did
she's
bang Ares. So
having
Well, if
sex
you're
with everybody
somebody,
here.
well, if you're somebody like me who I didn't watch the show at all, and
I
your friends only tell you what they see, that's why I'm
Mhm.
like, I thought she was just into chicks.
No.
I'm like, that's what my guess is, because that's what my friends were into at the time. But that's how, that's what I understood. But anytime, I'd heard Lucy Lawless at a
Mhm.
convention and people would straight up ask her about that, she wouldn't, like demonize one side or anything
Mhm.
like that. Not,
She
not
wouldn't confirm or
today.
deny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
kind
she
of
was.
just, you
She
guys
did have like a
put it out there.
sexual tone to her, which was
Oh,
really alluring. And
absolutely.
yeah, so I think that at least when it comes to that character,
Mhm.
she was polyamorous, is what I would call her.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I
a
would
good
agree with
point.
that.
Yeah.
Because she was into all sorts of kink. Like I was like, damn, girl. Like, wow, okay. And
Mm,
introducing, young girls to a lot of opportunities and things like
interesting
that.
opportunities for sure. Oh, but then we come down to this tweet. Now,
Oh,
when it's just
boy.
kind of, you tell people you were doing fine right up until you put your foot in your mouth.
Mhm.
So the first line she has here, she's like, love seeing all the love from the LGBTQ plus fans today, which would be perfect, which would be great to say.
Mhm.
But
Or she could have said, love seeing all the love from everyone today. Just saying.
yeah, it's like, yeah, she could have said
She
that
could say
too.
everyone.
But since she's trying to jump on, the pride bandwagon, that first line, okay, I get it. I
Alright.
get it.
I'm going to go out on a limb. It's been 30, 40 years since I've seen the Wonder Woman show. I have it on Blu-ray. I just haven't watched it recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to bet that on that show, Wonder Woman has the least amount of the case of the gays of any Wonder Woman in history. It
Probably
was the
because of the time.
70s.
Yeah.
That girl
This is
fucking
true.
you. She was all about that dick.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially being the 70s. Absolutely. But
Good-
yeah, she
good
says,
time, yeah.
yeah, she says, now here's one I call the ready to fight your homophobic relatives pose. Just
Oh,
kidding. Or am I?
God.
Ha ha. Really?
This is just so stupid.
Why did you even have to say that? And this is one of the things that's so heartbreaking when there's actors that you see on television, not just the ones who showed up the first 5 years, but of ones who have been in Hollywood for decades and who have played iconic characters like Wonder Woman. When they say something like this, it's like accusing people of being homophobic, and there's absolutely no proof for that, and it's very antagonistic.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
thanks for ruining the barbecue. It's like
Yeah.
everybody's been inside, no one's seen anybody, and then you show up and someone's like, "You homophobic motherfucker!" It's like, "Oh, great, thanks so much, God."
Mhm.
Good
You
seeing
didn't have
you.
to go there.
Yeah, like
It's like,
who did I read? It was recently. It was like the guy from the G4. Remember, he stepped in it too, but he was like, he talked about like Republicans, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, I know what you're
Sessler.
talking about.
yeah, yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
really?
dude.
Really? Like this is where you're gonna go with this? Like same with her. It's like, why would you do this? Because this is when you cross the line towards alienating fans.
Yes.
This is it. That was the line drawn, and then she crossed it.
she's already fighting with her relatives, I guess. I mean, this is her thing, I guess. But if you're going to fight with anybody, it probably shouldn't be your relatives. That's where you should have the most understanding, even if they do say things that you don't like. These might be the people where you would have a discussion with and say, let's work this shit out.
Well, look, like every Thanksgiving, it gets ruined, right? You always have the one uncle who's conservative as fuck, and he always says one thing that sends off your cousin or aunt who with the purple hair who fucking freaks out. And it's really her freaking out, which ends everything in disarray, right? It's not what your uncle said. People would have just moved on and forgot about what he said 10 minutes later. But no, the individual with purple hair has to make this huge fucking scene, cry all over the fucking turkey, make everybody feel like shit, and really ruin it for everybody.
She ate all the turkey and she's ashamed of herself.
Well, that is unless she's a vegetarian, depending on your family.
Oh, that's true. Oh God, I hate that. Never mind.
Well,
there's always that one though, right?
I don't want to get in a fighting pose. I just want to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
And
I got uncles that say stupid shit all the time. I just let it slide.
You know what's so funny, Tom, is that there's a show, like there's a show Community. I was watching this episode last night where because Chevy Chase is in that. And
I've seen it.
He plays the old racist white dude.
And he's always saying something effed up.
Yeah, and then during the show, though, there was like this one thing where they're all sitting around, like talking to Shirley, which is the black character, and he says like "you people," this and that, and her husband's like, "You really shouldn't say you people," and then like Annie, one of the characters, is like, "Listen, we've been working on his vocabulary for a while now. We've kind of traded, so he's substituting certain words for other words. We've really gotten him down to like whatever," and he's like, "Yeah, I really got Jewish people out of that." And then she's like, so it was like shows used to make fun of this stuff. Like we used to have a sense of humor about this stuff, and we used to make fun of it because we all know we all have that racist uncle, we all have that like homophobe, grandpa. Because again, it's the times are changing, and some people have a hard time keeping up.
And some people have Linda Carter as a relative who already has that fighting pose ready for you guys. This is did you get did you get my tweet? You guys are ready? You got your fists up?
You're homophobic. I'm ready.
Can't wait to see you at the barbecue.
You want to fight?
You want to fight?
And that's when the old relatives pulls the cane out and pulls a Tanya Harding and says, "Just shut up, so we can eat."
I mean, if this was a right tweet, that like if it was someone from a right tweeting something like this, like I'm just kidding, or am I? Like let's fight these people.
Yeah, right. They'd be freaking the fuck out.
No,
they'd be like, oh, this person called for violence. Like it would be taken very seriously.
You better check if they have an AR-15.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
No, I like Lorena's idea though. You always need that granny or that grandpa with the fucking cane. Just be like,
"You fucking kids don't shut up. I'm going to start spinning this fucking cane like a helicopter and fuck all you up. Now shut up."
Or the one who asked you if you want to smoke weed or something because they can't take it anymore.
"Where's my weed? I got glaucoma."
I got a prescription card. That's what I got.
What? I was trying to be grandma.
She says, I have a prescription
from
card.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, Tyler Perry's that really screwed up Halloween one where she's like, "I got a card from my."
I don't know. I never really seen those, but I watched like a bit and piece of that. I think it was the Halloween one, and I think that's what it was, like the card bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got a card. I got a card.
And weren't they all like the two or three older ones outside, like fucking smoking and shit?
Yep.
I'm sorry, but I really like this comment. This is too funny.
Brave ass.
That's funny. I just think that this is not the welcoming, eager to talk to you about different things kind of comments. I don't really. I just, it's a very defensive stance that she's also taking. I guess she feels she has to be prepared to do this, and I'm not quite sure where it's coming from. Like I don't get it.
I feel that again, it's part of selling the virtue signal. It's like, see, I'm on your side. I'm on your side against your homophobic relatives, as if you're assuming that everyone who is part of the Skittles Nation, so to speak, has homophobic relatives. How do you freaking know that?
Mhm.
You don't know that. My nephew is gay. And I love him like nothing else. Anybody messes with him, I will stomp a mud hole in their ass. You calling me homophobic? Where do you get off saying that? You know,
And this is
it's so insulting.
this
but
is where the
it sells
alienation
that.
comes in.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's alienating you, Lorena, especially people like you, because you're a conservative woman. So a lot of people have this like notion that conservatives are automatically like homophobic. It's ridiculous. What she's doing is ridiculous. She's alienating her fans, and other Wonder Women have acted differently.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Which, speaking of that, first of all, there's over 400 of you guys watching tonight. Thank you
Hi.
so
Thank you.
very much. Let's see. We're gonna roll this clip here, actually from Gal
Get in a
Gadot.
fighting stance and like punch that like button,
Yeah.
guys. Punch that.
Talk about is Wonder
Well,
Woman bisexual?
To be honest with you, this Wonder Woman, let's say the character from Wonder Woman that Gal Gadot plays, likes dick. That's all I can say for sure. Because she was willing.
Yeah.
She was willing. Now, this is Chris Pine we're talking about, and he's
Yes.
hot, like crazy hot.
He's
but
fire.
He's very delicious.
she was willing to do with some crazy wish and let the whole freaking universe explode until the last freaking minute where I'm like, yeah, I guess maybe I ought to stop doing this wish thing. Shit.
Yeah,
All right,
he's
fine.
flaming, but not the gay kind. He's just
and so maybe she's like, maybe I'll just sleep with him one more time and then I'll turn the wishes back. Okay.
He's so hot right now.
Just hold the phone, guys. Hold the phone, Wonder Woman people. I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna go with him and then we're gonna come back, undo all these crazy wish story thing. Maybe I can figure another way to get him back.
He was willing to grape another guy to be with him.
Yes, that's how bad she wanted this. It is Chris Pine. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean,
yeah.
I would like to think that if either three of us ended up being actually Wonder Woman, that we would do the right and just thing. But yeah, she likes dick. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Unmistakably. But yeah, apparently there was this interview here where they asked Gal Gadot this question.
That could be represented in the film.
And it's not in the film.
Totally my fault.
The film. Bisexual. Is that
Yeah,
gonna,
I
is that
read
gonna be
that.
represented in the film?
And it's not in the film. In the film, she falls in love with a man.
She falls in love with Chris Pine.
Chris freaking
Sorry.
Pine. Yes, whose dad was in Chips.
Why is Zach Galifianakis there and John Hamm and Isla Fisher?
I don't know.
What are they doing?
Maybe they owe him money.
Why
I don't know.
are they there?
I don't know. It just makes no freaking sense. They're just hanging on.
It's
hanging
Chris
on.
Pine, people.
In general, I read this article as well, and I think that Wonder Woman, she's all about heart, and she cares for people.
And that's
And
the
she likes
thing. That too.
She likes dick, and it's
cares
quite
for
apparent
people.
in this film.
Yes. But I like what she's saying. She's being more general about the general overall appeal of Wonder Woman, that it's not about sexual orientation. There's some people with certain sexual orientations who will gravitate to her because of those traits.
That's right.
It's not just dependent on sexual orientation, but it seems that that's what they want her to say, which pay attention to the Zach guy.
Yep.
Paying too much attention to their gender.
So
So that's an option, but we never.
You know what's mansplaining there?
Literally. I like how he's trying to like put words in her mouth. It's like she's trying to skate this fucking shit, and he's like, "You mean bisexual?" It's like,
and he's like, "Did you lick her pussy?" Like, it's
Bisexual.
it's that kind of exuberance that he has there.
So that's
Odin's Raven.
That's why he's looking at her like he's like, I bet you she. Oh God, I hope we see that. That's what he's. It's okay. It's totally fine to feel that way. But it just seems that he is quite interested in this answer.
Yeah, he seems very invested in this answer. But the question is just why? I'm kind of like to think of like, well, they asked her, not you. They asked Gal Gadot.
Because she's Wonder Woman. What the fuck?
You're not freaking Wonder Woman.
He wants to be Wonder Woman, apparently.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he just has Wonder Woman envy.
That is so funny.
You mean bisexual? Fuck off, Zach. No, she was. If she meant bisexual, she would have said bisexual. Why she didn't say that on fucking purpose? There was a purpose to her thing, and it's not the first time either.
Nah. So let's see what she
Option, but we never experience that.
In the
Maybe
in the
future, who
sequel,
knows?
there will be.
Isla, and then
Isla needs to shut up. What's she talking about in the sequel?
Oh my god, they're like trying to spin this thing. Like she's like, okay, like maybe in the future. She gave a little bit because she was like, I guess maybe in the future, depending
and
on
maybe in the
on a
future,
writer
Wonder
gay.
Woman's going to have a gangbang. Like this is a ridiculous, stupid question.
No, maybe they'll have like an eyes wide shut orgy. Who freaking knows?
Maybe she will become a BDSM icon, like most people think she is.
You know.
Fuck.
Like that whole somebody told me there's some kind of thing in Japanese culture like binding or something like somebody sent me a picture.
Oh
Well, like, dude, she okay, like there is definitely a case to be made about her BDSM thing because she's got a whip, okay? Like she literally has a whip. So you can make a case for that.
And if I remember correctly, for her to lose her powers, her hands are tied behind her back or something like that.
No, you bind her hands. Actually, yes, the BDSM history of of Wonder Woman has been well documented. Let's say Dr. Marsden.
We're just saying there's a better case for her to be a BDSM icon than
She kind of already was. That was my point.
Yeah.
I could roll with that.
I think it's
roll
funny.
with that.
I mean, as a child, I never thought she would be into BDSM. Thank
Well,
God.
the thing is Dr. Marsden, the guy who created her, he hid a lot of that stuff in there. And I think he got busted by DC. And then I think that's one of the reasons they let him go. I mean, he continued to get credit for creating the character, but then it was taken over by other writers and stuff like that. But like, yeah, there's tons of, I even sent an article to you ladies in Toxic Femininity. I brought it up before. There's documentaries out there about it. There's a movie about it. Yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman is clearly had a history already of sexual stuff. So yeah.
No, it's not a death by snooze.
Yeah, here's the article that Tom shared just real quick.
Okay.
Because it's got the picture.
That's not even the worst of the ones. There's one where there's like this. She's getting a spanking and she's winking at us and stuff like that. There's a lot of them that are
Wow. Yeah, the article is called "The Not So Secret BDSM History of Wonder Woman," and then case in point, a paradise island where we play many binding games. This is considered the safest method of tying a girl's arms. Oh my God,
she's a big girl. She tied
that
up.
That sounds really rapey.
Well, if it's consensual.
Yeah, if it's like, hey, let's go ahead.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
now this trips me out, right?
Now, what's the spoon in her mouth? Is it like a Coke spoon? Like, what is that?
I have no idea.
Dude, that thing is freaky.
You know what? No. You know what? It's probably a heroin spoon.
Okay.
Is this like 1930s?
Oh my God,
right?
yeah, it's like a crack.
40s.
It's
Yeah.
like a crack spoon.
Yep.
Ooh. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my corner.
Get out.
As a reminder, I've been here glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
So did Wonder Woman.
Me. Oh, but speaking of, not just an icon for women. But in this clip here from shout out to Young Ripa, and thanks to Nina for pulling this up.
Yeah.
This is where Gal Gadot is talking about 1984, Wonder Woman 1984. I freaking couldn't stand that movie. However, it's not just for the girls.
Get right into it.
Suiting up for the second time in this iconic role. And you're a mom of 2 daughters.
Yeah, that too, for sure. I'm sure. But I gotta tell you, it's not just for the girls.
Not
What'd she
just
say?
said, let's play it again for the people in the back.
Watching it. So let's get right
Here we
into
go. Play it
Suiting
again.
up for the second time in this iconic role. And you're a mom of 2 daughters.
Yeah, that too, for sure. I'm sure. But I gotta tell you, it's not just for the girls.
Not just for the girls.
Keep playing it.
Mhm.
It is for the girls, but we can't reach the place where we're going to stop talking about female, men, women empowerment, feminism, and all that before we work on both, female and male.
Did she say female men?
Yes, she did. And
What?
I think that's an English as a second language slip. though.
male women.
Yeah.
That's an
Whatever you wanna
ESL
be.
thing.
Yeah. I think it was just a little tiny slip. Kind of like with
It was a
New Bowl
slip,
saying,
all right.
saying my bad.
I'm going back to my corner.
Okay, so here we're going on because it goes to about
Just
203.
empower women only by focusing on women. We also need to educate the boys and the men. So
Oh,
you know,
yes.
the young boy that goes to see in the cinema this amazing woman that does those amazing things, that he can believe a woman could do that.
Right.
And that's one of the cool things that I loved about Wonder Woman. She had her own strength to complement, like, say, with Superman, with, Batman, with the rest of the Justice League. She had her own thing. And there were guys who were just enamored with her. Like, she is such a cool, kick-ass girl. I mean, how many tropes have you seen? Like, either, like, I know I've especially seen it in anime as well, but where this kick-ass lady comes out, there's these tough guys around, she can hold her own, and they're just like, she is the hottest thing I have ever freaking seen in my life.
I think that, like, what I really like about Gal Gadot, and this goes for Henry Cavill's Superman too, because I'm not a huge fan of Superman, like Man of Steel. I don't like the movie,
Neither
but
am
I
I.
think Henry Cavill's amazing, and I think he was an amazing Superman. And just what makes them extra special is this line of thought, because Henry Cavill also came out and said, things about the fans when he was trying, but when they were trying to bait him and, for him to say bad things about the fans. And he's like, no, the fans are great. Some of them can get passionate and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
It's like, he's done that over and over with Geralt as well. So I think this is what really makes them stand out in comparison to other characters that are playing in these roles, because most of those people do virtue signal and they don't. So they're like, you know what? I think this is for everyone. I don't want to alienate my fans. And usually, like, people like that kind of thing. Like, so me, I didn't like Wonder Woman 84 either. I actually didn't hate it as much as most people did, because I thought it was funny. But like, I just thought it was so bad that it was funny. But I still like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. I think she's great. So
absolutely.
I'm not
She's
going to be like,
wonderful.
I'm not watching the third movie because the second movie sucked.
No.
No, I like
Hell
her.
no. I love
Gal
Gal
Gadot.
Gadot. She's
Yeah, I
just,
love her.
she was amazing in it. I love watching her. I felt bad that she got a crap script for
Yeah.
84. If anything, I blame Patty Jenkins for that, not her. But you're right, Nina. The way that she talks about the fans, that she's very inclusive. Same deal with Henry Cavill, saying the same thing, even to the point of defending the fans when I forget who it was who was interviewing him, was trying to say that the fans were toxic. And he was just like, no, they're very, very passionate. and have, a lot of love and care for this property. We kind of need to respect them in that manner.
It's
And a lot
almost
of love
as
for
if
Henry Cavill.
Yes, and it's almost as if they're staying true to form of their character and what their character represents, which is
Yeah.
love, truth, honesty, honor, all those things that makes up a superhero. They're trying to stay true to that, and that's what makes them such great actors. So
Exactly.
there's so much love for them for this very reason. And it's so weird to me that Linda Carter would pull this ish, because everyone loved her as Wonder Woman. It's always been like, oh, Wonder Woman's my favorite Wonder Woman. Like, Linda Carter's my favorite Wonder Woman. Even when she's getting put up against Gal, most people usually go with, Linda Carter because she's the OG. And then now she's like, it's not like she needed to stay relevant. Like, she's going to be in the third movie. I don't understand why she did this. Like, I really don't.
I think in a lot of ways, how many other characters, like say actors in Star Trek, will do stuff like this? That there's no need for you to say things like this, a virtue signal, like LeVar Burton. There's no reason for you to come out and say these things, but they want to be relevant. They want to stay relevant. They want to be, hey, I want to do what all the new what's the new hip cool thing is that's out there, rather than relying on their legacy instead to speak for them. And unfortunately, it's a shame, because Linda Carter was fine exactly the way that she was. And even if she wanted to speak out during, Pride Month, make it something inclusive. And it's, God, it was just so not necessary.
And it was so weird, like the trajectory, because at first it was like, all right, whatever, she's saying her thing, and then it's like one tweet after another, and you're like,
she's for bisexuals, then it just goes down the drain.
That one is just fuck off.
Just this one, I'm just like, all right, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm
done with you.
I'm going back to the Bionic Woman. Shoot.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I need some Lindsay Wagner's. Screw this.
Man, that was another one I liked too. Oh man. So any last thoughts about this? I think we've talked about it pretty well, but anything else besides I'm not really interested in Linda Carter anymore. I mean, if she shows up in the next Wonder Woman movie, yeah, okay, but
I mean, I've never been like a boycotter, like I'm not like the only person that I personally, I'm not going to tell you what to do. The only person that I personally probably will never watch, I will never watch another movie of this person is Amber Heard.
Oh God, yeah.
It's just, I'm never doing it. That's a personal
I'd watch
decision.
if she did a skin flick. I'd watch that, or some European film with
Oh,
a bunch of lesbian scenes. I totally watch Amber Heard in that.
ooh, no, I wouldn't. You'd have to. Even if you paid me, I would have a problem
Really?
watching Amber Heard in anything.
I think it's
ever
funny
again.
that anybody expects me to watch another Wonder Woman movie after that last piece of shit.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, Tom. I would watch Wonder Woman again because I like Gal Gadot. I like her character. Like I like her character as
agree.
a person.
would.
Like I like Gal Gadot as a person.
Yeah, she's lovely.
And most of the time I try to like hide or separate the art from the artist. But in this day and age, when most artists are now very vocal about their politics and very vocal about, stuff like case in point, Mark Hamill, I have a hard time enjoying the content that he's in now. So when I see a woman or a person that comes out like and like Henry Cavill that comes out and actually stands up for fans and stands up for inclusivity of everybody, black, white, gay, straight, trans, whatever, fucking anything that floats your boat. Just you're all included. Let's all enjoy this character together. I want to support that. So I'm going to support Wonder Woman 3 because I like Gal Gadot and I like her message.
Long as Patty Jenkins isn't writing a freaking script, but I am. I'm kind of like I'm with you. I like Gal Gadot, so I will watch it. On the flip side, kind of like, granted, Star Wars is ass. I am a Rosario Dawson fan, so that's purely the only reason that I'm watching Ahsoka is just is just for
Funnily enough,
Yeah.
though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Ara.
I was only going to say that in regards to Wonder Woman 1984, these actors, they film these films and they don't know what the end film is going to be like. So they get excited for these characters. And Gal Gadot, as all three of us have said, is a fantastic Wonder Woman. For me, she is Wonder Woman. So, I think that at this point, she's always going to support this character. And the way that the film is edited, you can re-edit 1984 and make it a watchable film. You can edit some of the garbage out of it and give it a proper sequence of events and make it spectacular. So we've seen where people have gone and re-edited stuff. So you never know what will happen. But, I do support her as that character. She's been wonderful. And I enjoyed it, even though the film was not what I wanted.
Yeah, it was.
What I'm worried about now, though, considering we just watched that other clip where she's like, well, you never know, the future holds. Like, now I'm like, oh, okay. So now in the next one, like, are Linda Carter and Gal Gadot gonna be like lesbos together and scissoring? I don't know. Maybe that's what they're gonna write into the next movie.
No, I guess Zaslav has to still look at the script. I'm joking.
I don't know.
Joking. To kind of end on like an even funnier note, because we were talking about Amber. Did you hear people trying to get new jobs for her?
What? No, I heard people were trying to raise funds for her on GoFundMe.
No, this is like the hashtag new jobs for Amber Heard.
Oh my God. KFC.
KFC drive-through. We got that one. That's courtesy Undoomed.
Oh my God. Somebody should have
That's
made
not
like
bad.
a janitor one. Should be a janitor.
She could go to
Let's
Europe
see.
and really kind of separate herself from all this. And
She could be a porn star.
or even just more adult
What?
European style films
Wow.
where there's a lot of
Wow.
sexual activity in them. I think she could do that.
Shiza.
Oh, not those.
Could
Well,
be
I
the
guess
next
that
face
is up
of
her alley.
BDSM.
That is up her alley. Unless she's gonna blame the dog or something.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God. Now we all know what kind of porn she would do if she did do porn. Oh no.
Yeah.
Whoa, is it Cartman's mom? Oh, very funny. No, dude, it's Amber Heard.
No one even wants to.
How do you fucking have that ready to go, bro? That's fucked.
Oh, that's right. You missed it when
I
he
didn't
showed that.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
turning
telling
red.
you.
Oh my God. That was
Man,
funny.
if you need a laugh, well, that was freaking hilarious. You need a laugh. Look at this hashtag.
What's even
Good job
funnier
for
is you're the
Amber
one
Heard.
who set it up, Nina. That's the
I
beauty.
know. It was all unplanned.
Totally. Oh,
good.
man.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with German people?
Oh man.
Well-
I actually remember that episode. That's actually one of the episodes
Remember that?
I've seen. Yeah.
That's actually from the movie.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That I remember it.
Because
I
it was
remember
like, he
that
goes,
scene.
while you're on the, would you look up what the clitoris is?
Yeah.
And they type in clitoris and that's what comes up.
I have not seen the South Park movie. in
dude.
so
Oh, I
freaking
love the
long.
South Park movie.
Oh my
So do
gosh.
I.
Too freaking funny. What definitely is not funny, which is awesome, is all these super chats that you guys have ready for us. Thank you.
Oh, thank
Hey,
you
Chef.
guys.
Almost 500.
Can you tell us
guys
about the clitoris?
win.
Why do you kids always got to ask me this stuff? Don't you got parents?
Oh my
Sure,
God.
I
I
can
missed
tell you
that.
about
That's a funny ass watch, the South Park movie, the first one. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Joker voice for $10. Thank you so very much, my dear, for that super chat support the channel. It's time for Monday night. If you are a human being, you can identify with any character within pop culture. I see me as a cop out for lazy, agenda driven storytelling. Hashtag keep talking. You were absolutely freaking right. And the more that I watch anime, the more this just gets hammered like into me. Like I'm on my second watch of Attack on Titan.
Ooh.
I look nothing like Mikasa, but I totally identify with her.
Aw, yeah. I mean, that's how I felt about like in Sailor Moon when I was another show that I watched when I was a young
And
woman.
that's how I felt about Barbarella.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a good one.
But yeah,
I
I mean,
want the
Sailor Moon
boots.
looked nothing like me, but I totally identified with her. And she
Yeah.
was a white blonde girl.
Just the writing was so good that
Mhm.
it reaches so many people. And that's the beauty of great writing. No matter who you are,
Mhm.
it speaks to the core of who we are as human beings. And that is what pulls you in. Absolutely. Thank you, Joker Voice, for that.
Thanks, Joker
Super
Voice.
chat. Thank you, my dear. Let's see what else we got. Who is up next?
That would be Dark King
Yeah.
for $2. Says Toxic Femininity, formerly starring Mandy Summers. Yeah, if Mandy's around. She's she's doing her thing.
Yeah, we wish her well. She's killing it. And let's see the next one. Kwang Su. That's for you, Nina.
Me again? No, that's RM. I'm sorry. Because
Oh,
I went
RM.
now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
okay.
Whoops.
It's all good.
We're
So RM, we'll let you have that one. Go ahead, my dear.
I've
Yes.
effed up. That was great.
Kwang Su for $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Kwang Su.
Mhm.
Why are so many alphabet icons straight women?
That is an excellent question. I really
I
don't
couldn't
know.
tell ya.
You ladies, I couldn't. It to me, it makes I don't know.
Wait, you
Maybe
mean
it's a
like
certain
straight women in
trait?
terms of like does he mean like Linda Carter's straight? So
Yes.
I think that's
Okay.
it. Like Linda Carter, or
Well,
people who, or we even say men as well. Even some men who are, unapologetically straight, that they're alphabet icons. I don't know if it's icon or if it's something a trait that's attractive.
you know
to
what you know what I always find weird is the whole idea of being like an alphabet icon or whatever. And it always brings me back to the character of Barney from How I Met Your Mother, because it's played by a very gay man, but he was a very straight character. So like, does that make that very gay man a straight icon? Like I never understood this whole straight icon, gay icon, this situation.
I guess fuck Liza Minnelli then, because
Oh,
Yeah.
wow! I
No.
forgot about that. I forgot about her.
Valid. Yeah, I forgot about her too. But yeah, Neil Patrick Harris. I feel like would he be the straight people icon because he played a very straight character even though he's gay? And I don't know. It just sounds weird to me.
Darth King for another $5 Australian. Thank you so much, my dear, for that generous super chat. Didn't the wokes force the UN to drop Wonder Woman, I guess Gal Gadot, as a special ambassador for something not representative enough, or some BS? I don't know, but the UN is a hypocritical ass organization. Go see what happened with what they did to Haiti, but I'll just Google that one for yourself.
It's all true.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember Tila Tequila.
Ooh, I do too.
Yeah, and of course she was dating men and women, and people in either in different states of transition as well. But it didn't. I don't think it worked out for her on that show.
It's a shame. She was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Is it my turn? I don't know.
I think so. I don't know. Did you read the entire super chat? I know we kind of commented about it. That's okay. That's okay.
Sorry. Okay.
I don't think this one hasn't been read yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Kwang Su for another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. VH1 had a dating show with bisexual Tila Tequila trying to decide on settling down with a man or a woman. And my comment was that some of the women that she was trying to settle down with, though, were also at different states of transition as well. And she was like, I can get the best of both worlds. Now, I wasn't quite sure how she interpreted that, but it didn't matter because it was still hot.
Oh.
Ah.
I don't even know this person. Tila Tequila.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just remember she was really cute.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. I know she did an event in Philly like years ago. That's where I first saw her. But she's really cute. She's a cutie. Let's see.
And then I think Adam Warford for $10. Thank you so much. Adam says, so my wife is Japanese and my brother and here would make fun of each other, shooting at each other with racist jokes, but we get along and we all laughing so hard our sides are hurting. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you're laughing.
That's laughing because you're going there knowing you're going to laugh and get along versus
exactly, as opposed to everyone's all like offended. What did you say? Da, 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 da. I tell people, I'm just like, you know what? It's not a family gathering if my uncle doesn't say something funny or racist within 10 minutes.
Very inappropriate.
You know he's gonna say it.
That's what makes family gatherings great. It's like, let's hear what like racist Uncle Joe has to say.
It's just gonna fall out, you know.
Yep.
Let's see, Andrev Sadler for $5. Thank you so much for that super chat, my dear. Amber Heard for OnlyFans.
Oh no.
I don't think she would really make any money. Well, you
Would
never
she?
know.
I don't know. She might.
Everybody.
She would.
There's a kink for
There's enough
everybody.
simps out there.
Yeah.
She'd make enough money.
Yeah.
I feel like, I think that's like the next trajectory for her. Like OnlyFans are just straight up porn.
She's got to pay that judgment off somehow.
Yeah, she does. Julio Scissors. Thank you for the $5.
Thank you.
And that really funky looking avatar. I like
It's
your
dog
dog
looks
avatar.
like a charcoal drawing.
It's like he drew it himself.
I like it.
Or he or she drew
He's
it.
smoking a joint.
Yeah, it's
What?
dope.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh, I
can't
didn't even
see
see that.
it's
little
dope. He's
thing is
stoned.
He looks like he should be on Snoop Dogg's cover.
That would make a really nice album cover, actually.
And G-Man for a $2 super chat. G-Man, thank you so much. He also has his dog in the picture, but we can't see the dog because the thing is over.
See the funny fuzzy stuff.
That little baby.
Madonna is an icon for the gardening community.
What?
What?
That-
Oh, remember that?
What?
For the plant growing out of her pussy.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It
Oh,
took me
no.
a second. I thought he meant because she's a hoe, but
I'm sorry.
I had to think about that too, and my brain said, "Remember?"
I deleted that from my memory.
yeah, my
I
brain
totally
instantly went to
gone.
hoe. So
I did too.
I'm sorry.
The only thing that I could remember was her in the milk bath, and I was like, "Wait,
oh
that
god,
like
don't
the-
remind me of that.
She
Crazy.
used to be
Pedal?
hot when she did erotica and all that stuff, but now
Ah,
it's
she was
not
great.
what it used to be.
no."
That was 40 years ago, though.
Yeah, that was a while.
I'm barely exaggerating.
I know.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Little bit,
More like
yeah.
literally 30 years ago. But anyway,
Fuck.
this woman is like in her 60s. Quit encouraging this
I
attitude.
know.
Yeah, but there's a right way to
Terrible.
do sexual, stuff in your
You can be
60s.
sexy and in your 60s. Yes, I agree.
but not the way she
Oh my
doing it.
Quit acting like a
God,
14-year-old
like,
fucking
that
teenager who
actress-
doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Like, that's
Like,
craziness.
That actress who's doing that movie where she's now having sex with younger men. It's
Well, she thinks she's on TikTok all the time or something. It's
So
you know
like,
the film. You know the
I-
film, Lorraine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's the
glad.
way you do sexy at 60.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
Not with
Phew.
trees coming out of your pussy.
Oh, I thought you were talking.
Oh no,
about
not with
Madonna.
trees crawling out of your, vajayjay.
I am Groot.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
That's what I thought of initially because it looked.
I
like
can't
only the
see
cheese
that
was-
now. Ugh. Especially with
I
my-
did unsee it until the
I'm sorry,
end.
Nina, I shouldn't have said it.
God damn it.
Yeah, I too like kind of banished it from my brain until it was
It was gone.
brought back in kicking and screaming.
God.
Fuck.
Oh, 200-watt studio for $2. Thank you so very much for that super chat. I would turtle court all three of you gals.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, 200-watt studio.
Can I ask
What
a
the hell is
question?
turtle
What's
court?
I don't know.
court?
I have no idea.
It's
I'm scared to ask. Is it on Urban Dictionary?
I
Because if it is, I don't need to
Oh,
look at it.
Lord.
no, it's
It is.
really cute. Actually, it's like the little like the boy turtle will go like this to the female turtle, and like as they're swimming away, so that they can like he's like, enticing her to come. to you.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really cute. It's really cute.
We consent 200-watt studio.
Yes,
They
that's
do.
that's
I
okay.
don't. No.
Turtles
That-
make cute noises when they have sex too. It's kind of funny.
They do. They do. This is why he's talking about it.
They go.
Yep.
They sound like they're really happy.
Okay, next time I'm walking around my neighborhood and I see the turtles in the pond, I'm going to be wondering what they're doing down there.
Well, if
Oh
you hear
my
that
God.
noise, you know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, if you hear that, you'll know.
Yeah, or,
You'll be like, oh
yeah,
my
like a-
God. Yep. It's very breathy too.
Learn on this shit. That's precious.
Turtle porn.
Oh. Oh boy.
Oh,
And it's
man.
basically what you'd expect it to be because it's just the male jumping up on the shell and just kind of rubbing around and just
like, hey,
Mhm.
doesn't even look like they're doing anything really.
hey.
But they are.
They're
Oh yeah,
doing
totally.
everything.
Turtles,
Oh,
I think by
God.
body mass have like some of the biggest.
That's
So,
what. Oh my God. That's what she said.
yeah.
Ooh. You guys.
That was like that when they had that big debate when they did the TMNT because they're like, oh, they're gonna be all accurate and shit. And I'm like,
It's true. I do have the clip. You have to come to my channel.
it's not hard to find turtles having sex on YouTube.
No.
It really isn't.
No, the courting though. I have the courting clip too.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'd have to check that one out.
I'll send it to you.
That one sounds
It's really
cute.
cute. It's really cute.
It does sound cute.
Yes. I don't know. That's a good question, Polly, but who
Oh.
wants to know the answer to that? Jesus.
Um,
Nobody.
damn it,
Expert.
Polly. Why are you putting
Oh.
like weird questions in my head that I don't want to wonder about
That's
ever?
what I just
What
said.
the
Nobody
fuck?
wants to
the
know about
eggplant.
that.
That's for the after show.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, RM.
This ain't how you get turtle power.
Oh.
Oh, hell. That's good. That's a good comment.
Oh my God.
That's not how turtle power works.
Mm. At least not how I remember, that's for sure.
There is that turtle porn already, though, like TMNT porn.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I did not need to know that.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
no.
I did not need to know that. However, almost 450 of you guys watching. So thank you so very much. Please do hit that like button. So glad that you guys are here. And let's go on to our next topic of the evening. One that I'm very excited actually to talk about, which is Stranger Things surges past Obi-Wan Kenobi in streaming showdown, posting biggest US debut since March 2020, Nielsen says. Now, your girl, I didn't watch season 3 of Stranger Things until I want to say 3 weeks ago, because season 2 is all right. Season 1 is my absolute freaking favorite. Season 2, it ended. I'm kind of like, yeah, okay. Went back to watch season 3, and season 3 was pretty much like Scooby-Doo, if you ask me. It didn't have that horror element. I got to sleep with the lights open because I don't know if I wake up, I'm going to be in the upside down or anything like that. So I didn't know really what to expect from season 4 of Stranger Things.
Have you watched the
And
whole thing? Season 4?
yes.
Same here.
Yes, I was hooked from the opening of episode 1.
RM, what about you? Did you
season 4.
watch Stranger Things season 4?
I did.
Okay. Cool.
I did. And I loved
So
it.
we all seen it. Yay.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw it. I just actually did a review on it this Sunday with Jane Theory and Force of Light ladies. Actually, one of them only, and George Molo. So you can check that out if you want like a spoiler review on my channel.
We
But
actually did as well.
it's
And I
really
actually
good.
did one on
Oh, you guys did?
Saturday as well.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. So like lots of good stuff in there. I think that I was like you, Lorena. I thought season 1 was one of a kind. Season 2 was fucking trash. I didn't like it. I was like, dude, this is terrible. And then season 3, I didn't like either because I felt like there was a lot of because at the time I feel like that a lot of TDS had hit everyone. And and I also think the whole Russia Gate thing was really in full force.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I mean, I could see that it was the 80s, but if they had done something like Red Dawn, I could possibly believe that. But it just,
Right.
yeah, it just seemed very
It felt out of nowhere.
opportunistic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know if I didn't like it. I just didn't like that stuff. And then so I was kind of nervous going into season 4. I was actually very disinterested, but I was very bored. So I was like, I guess I'll check out number 1 to see what it's like. And it turned out to be really good. So I was like, okay, let's keep going. And I think my favorite episode of the season was episode 4. I don't think I've seen an episode quite like that in a very long time that had such an emotional reaction in me.
I would agree. Same
The
thing
villain
happened
is
to me.
the villain is so like terrifying too, right, girls? Like, do you guys do you like the villain?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's scary. It's very, very scary. And there's a lot of, I think I was telling Lorena this earlier of something that they managed to do that a lot of other shows have been trying to do, but haven't been able to do, is to recreate that horror film feel from the 80s and be scary. And they did it with Stranger Things.
Absolutely. Especially with Vecna.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad that they went with more of a practical effect and very little CGI, because it took dude 7 hours to get into the makeup. And when you
could
see
tell
the character and how intricate, it almost kind of reminded me of Alien with respect to the way that it looked and how alive it looked and how creepy
he
it
just
looked with
looks
all the
so
tentacles.
monstrous. Yeah,
It
I
was
really
just
liked it.
freaking insane that they invested that much into it. And the villain is actually a villain, even worse than the Mind Flayer, because in season 3 it was like, oh yeah, we're just gonna redo the Mind Flayer but make him made up of people,
It was very repetitive
and make him bigger. This dude gets into your head.
Yeah, and they commented about how it was very like, Freddy Krueger-ish too. And I think the dialogue was way better than like season 2 and 3. I still think season 1 is the best one. But the one with regards to the CGI, hey Fatal J, good to see you. With regards to what you're saying though about the CGI, I think they did a really good job. What you said, Lorena, about like the villain, but my God, they did such a terrible job with Little 11. Like I was like, dude, Little 11 looks like shit. Like I couldn't get into like the CG for Little 11 was fucking terrible. I was like, why? Just invested in it a little bit more. It could have been much better.
They should have shot it way back when.
Or that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they had the plan.
That's the problem with these shows. You should pre-plan some of this shit, I feel like sometimes. And maybe you could get around some of this stuff.
Or even get a really good freaking editor, go back and pull the old footage and work that in instead. That would have worked perfectly because you have that vintage flashback.
I don't know. I couldn't get past the first season, but basically all I have to add to this is that Disney is claiming that Obi-Wan Kenobi is their biggest hit ever, having the same amount of viewers in the first 3 episodes as Loki, and the others did in like 5 episodes, but they won't give us any solid numbers. What we do have now is some numbers for Stranger Things. Stranger Things pulled in about 5.1 million viewers in the, whatever it is, 48-hour period of the initial launch.
Shout out to Valiant Renegade, because he did a really good video about that.
I haven't talked to him yet on his numbers, but I talked to somebody else who gave us a rough guesstimate of how many people they think watched Obi-Wan, and we're looking at the 2.5 to 3 million range.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
that's why
I'm not watching
that's
that
not
shit
great.
show, so I don't know. I
'Cause I
have no
think
idea.
That's not very great. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great.
I'm not watching Disney Star
Because
Wars.
what Deadline was saying, with how Nielsen kind of came up with some kind of measurement for it to just make it as as equal as possible. They went with the debut episodes for each one, like the debut episode for Kenobi and the debut episode for season 4 of Stranger Things. So according to debut date, Kenobi had a 4% advantage over Stranger Things. However, over the 3-day weekend, Stranger Things wound up having 1.2 million more viewers than Kenobi. So that's just based on the premiere episode. I know for me, because I did watch Kenobi because I had to see this train wreck ever since Kathleen Kennedy announced it, the series that really didn't need to happen. And they had the opportunity to
Should have been a movie.
different. And yeah, should have been a movie. Knew they were going to break canon, which they went ahead and broke canon. I'm just bored and pissed off throughout the whole entire thing with Kenobi. And a lot of people who I know who've seen it did not like it. Even some people who all they do is just watch Disney Star Wars. It's just like, what the frick is this?
Yeah, I've heard normies like complain like that this is fucking terrible.
And they opened it up, I kid you not, Nina, they opened it up by replaying scenes from Revenge of the Sith.
Previously on
From
Star
Revenge
Wars.
of the Sith for like a good 5 freaking minutes. It's just like, you couldn't do something different and show us what we didn't see.
Oh my god.
But they went and did that instead. So it's with Kenobi, I didn't like it, and I was bored and I was irritated. But when I watched Stranger Things, not to say that it was so good because Kenobi was so bad. No, there were things about Stranger Things that they fixed for season 4 to the point where now season 4 is my second favorite. Number 1 is always going to be the favorite.
Me too,
season
Lorena.
1 is always going to be the favorite. Episode 7, 4 is my favorite. Episode 4 is my favorite, but episode 7,
girl,
when you found out that the orderly who seemed all nice and was getting,
don't spoil
shocked and everything.
Oh, there's no spoilers?
Yeah, don't spoil, because a lot of people still haven't seen Stranger Things, so don't spoil it.
No, not going to spoil it. Not going to spoil it because
you can spoil Kenobi. Nobody gives a shit about that.
Yeah, I know.
Show.
With Stranger Things, I'm not, but I'm going to say episode 7 blew my freaking mind.
Me too. I really liked episode 7.
I did not expect it. And I like it when my expectations are subverted in a good way, because I didn't see that coming. I did not. No,
I saw it coming a little bit. Like, I was like, I kind of like, I'm following the narrative of where they're going. And I felt like the person that we're talking about, it just felt like that person wasn't in the right mindset from the beginning. So I was kind of like, oh,
really?
I think this is heading somewhere. And then it headed to the place it went to, but I didn't expect it to get there the way that they did it.
You could kind of suspect that maybe he might have had whatever motivation that he had. You notice there was something. It's like, what motivation does he have to bond with 11 in this way? But the exposition that happened was not the way we expected.
No,
at all. You knew something was up, but they basically dropped the nuke on us.
And it was
episode 7.
It was really well done. The thing with Stranger Things, though, that I feel like it. Okay, this is what I feel like this is such a shame for Star Wars. Okay, because look, a lot of people thought season 2 and 3 sucked. So a lot of people of Stranger Things, right? So a lot of people were already kind of out. Like, you have people like Tom being like, I didn't really watch it since season 1. I wasn't really interested. There's a lot of people that really didn't like it past season 1. So I had a lot. It's already on, like, it's an uphill battle for Stranger Things to capture the audience back, to even give it another try, right?
True.
So on the same weekend as fucking Star Wars Kenobi, this is the one that the prequel fans have been waiting for. This is the one that they brought back all the heavy hitters. You got Ewan McGregor, you got Christian Haydenson, you got Darth Vader's return. As far as marketing would go, you would think that Kenobi would be the fucking show to watch right now. And then Disney decided to go the other way with their marketing. If you're not a fan of the show or you're not watching it, you're racist marketing. And I think that really hurt them. I think a lot of that probably reflected onto the viewership. And I think that a lot of people were probably watched episode 1 and 2 and they were like, what the fuck is this? Probably checked out.
Yeah, I agree. It blew up in their freaking face, but we saw the setup happening. In the beginning, the last Toxic Femme that we did, we showed that article in the Independent where Moses Ingram basically said, Lucasfilm told her, there's going to be these racist fans coming after you. And they set it up like that.
Is that what I said?
What?
Did I say Christian Haydenson? Oh, shit.
A lot of people do that.
Fuck,
it
man.
happens.
My brain today is like just not working.
Collision, thought, and all that
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
We knew what you meant.
Yeah, it'll happen. But with the way that Star Wars fans have been treated by Lucasfilm, especially online, okay, we didn't need to see this coming. So as soon as they start setting up the narrative, you don't like Reva, then you're racist and you're racist Star Wars fan and all that. It's just like, screw it. I won't watch your freaking show. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
people
it.
like me have been out
Tired.
of Disney Star Wars already. There was a lot of I think there's a lot of people like me that just don't like Disney Star Wars anymore and they're not watching. But I also think that there's a lot of people like me that probably made an exception for Obi-Wan because they were like, okay, I'm gonna go back because all these guys are coming back. This is gonna be the one. I'm gonna go watch it because of the fucking member berries, right? Like I'm gonna go watch this shit.
Exactly. You want to see, Ben Kenobi. They showed you in the trailer, you see a 10-year-old Luke Skywalker pretending he's a pilot, all of these member berries. And it's like the fans want it to be good. But when you see the final, final product, even even if you're a normie, even if you're just a Disney Star Wars normie, it's such a shoddily put together, product, and you deserve better. And I think that's probably another reason why some folks are just like, no, I just forget it. Call me when The Mandalorian season 3 comes back.
Well, and I
then I'll
think
pay
that
attention.
the other thing that I find really fascinating about it is the two methods of release, right? So you got right now Disney Plus is doing the episodic release. So we still don't know what's going on with the total numbers of Kenobi. And we don't technically still have the total numbers for Stranger Things season 4 because we only have part 1. Part 2 is not out yet. It's going to be out in July.
Right.
But I think what they did was really, really interesting, Netflix, because they're kind of doing the half and half now, right? And
Yes.
they did it in a very smart way because now they were so confident that their part 1 was going to get so many views and so many, that it was going to be good enough that people were going to come back for part 2 because I think that in a sense, they kind of gambled with how they split up the season. But I think what it did, though, because it was such a strong first half, I think that a lot of people like us who watched the show, didn't enjoy seasons 2, 3, went and made reviews, talked about how amazing this show is. Everybody's going to come check it out. People who are now even catching up on season 2 and 3 are like, hey, maybe I should go and watch this because it's entertaining. So now they're going and getting rewatchability, and then more people are coming in and watching it. So when they drop that second half, that's going to bring a lot of eyes too. So that's going to bring additional eyes to the first half, and it's going to bring additional eyes to the second half. And I think that's really interesting versus Kenobi, who's doing episodic release. They've done this racist marketing thing, so they've already lost a lot of their viewers. I wouldn't say half, but
A good percentage,
a portion. But they also have a shitty show. You have a shitty show that most people are probably like, I don't know if I'm going to go back and watch the rest. I don't know. So it's gonna be really interesting to see in the long run what the whole thing will be if they release numbers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What about your thoughts, my dear?
Yeah, well, I have a lot to say, of course. The first thing that I was going to say is I was at Star Wars Celebration when Kenobi was released.
Ooh.
So yeah,
How was that?
It was fantastic. And of course, when I got to Star Wars Celebration, I had no idea that I was going to be watching Kenobi actually at Star Wars Celebration with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen and Deborah Chow. Like the entire cast and crew were there.
That's so exciting, actually.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea this was even happening. And so once I found that out, once I realized what was happening that day, I was just so mesmerized by all of this. Hayden Christensen walked right by me as he was going to sit down. He sat in the audience with us.
Did you get any autographs?
I didn't pay for any autographs on this trip, but honestly, Nina, it was such a fantastic experience. And, when I woke up that morning, I had no idea. I mean, I knew that they were going to be premiering the episodes that day, but nobody knew when they were coming out. And, it was very strategically done because what they did was that after they told us, meaning the group of people who were lucky enough to get that pre-screening at 7 p.m., after they told us we were going to see it, then they sent out a message to other people saying, hey, it's going to be released tonight. And I had friends who were at dinner who left their dinner and ran back to their hotel rooms to watch the show. So what I think is very interesting is that I have never seen a show marketed so hard as this particular show has been done. And we knew right from the beginning that, unfortunately in the case with the Reva character, that as an actress, you're an actress, you get this role. She's actually an excellent actress because I've seen her in other shows. She's been wonderful. As an actress, it's unfortunate that instead of articles about you as an actress, you work hard, you audition for these roles, you're looking forward to this. Instead of articles that'll say, we're so glad that she's joining the family and, it's glad to have her on board. And, instead of articles like that, they have to start off with articles about, nothing about you in particular as an artist. The article has your name in it, but it's not about you. And all of a sudden it's like your career is shit because of this, because rather than focusing on you being a great actress, it's focusing on something completely different, not even the show itself. And so, that was kind of like a very negative thing for an actor to have to go through, or even, someone have to write up that garbage. The person's like, I want you to write this. And now you have a whole team rather than going ahead and saying, we're going to focus on promoting her. We're so proud to have her. She's going to be the new Inquisitor. Wait till you see her. We didn't get that. And so, that kind of robs, you from the enjoyment, and it turns a lot of people off. And, I think that it's unfortunate that they did that. The role of this character was not fantastic, but it wasn't total garbage either. And we won't know till the end of this series what exactly she's supposed to be doing, let's say, or where her fate will land, so to speak. But that was not a good start off for a new character. New character is supposed to be exciting and fun. And, so that was kind of unfortunate.
Was she there at Star Wars Celebration?
She was, yeah. And then later on, when it was followed up by what another actor was like kind of adding fuel to the fire. And I'm like, shouldn't you be saying, I'm so great. I'm happy how this whole thing turned out. This has been one of the most exciting times of my life. It should have been like articles like that, but it wasn't. So it was confusing to see that. So when I went to the premiere, I had no idea that the premiere was actually going to be on a red carpet. I thought it was just going to be like in a big room. They'd have a panel up and you'd watch it off of a monitor. I didn't know the stars were going to be there that night. And I was like, oh my God, the stars are going to be here. And my mother's like, you mean the stars of the show? I'm like, yes, Mom, the stars of the show. She was with me at the time. And
oh, Mom.
She didn't know, but also I didn't know. So it was one of the most exciting nights of my life, being able to watch this program with the actual stars in the program. I have never done that before, and I didn't even know about it. And, it was when I say, obviously I didn't know. They wanted to surprise everyone, but it was so exciting.
I wonder why, though. That's kind of weird, because you would think that they would have advertised it so that they would have a bigger turnout for Star Wars Celebration. Because Star Wars Celebration seemed to kind of be lacking.
Everyone knew it was coming out that day, but we just didn't know what time, and they didn't say. And honestly, I thought they were going to just do it while I was watching it. Everybody else would be watching it outside, but they didn't do that this year. They specifically kind of limited screens a little bit as far as I'm concerned, but it was such an enjoyable experience to be able to go through that, and you could stay behind and see the stars as they were coming out to watch the show if you wanted to. But I wanted to go and sit down and get my seat, so I had a good view of everything. So, in regards to that, and in regards to where that show, I just have never seen a show marketed as hard as this. And I think it's a stark contrast to how Stranger Things didn't really seem to need that kind of marketing. Like, they didn't need it in order for people to turn out. And one other thing I wanted to mention about Stranger Things is that it probably is the best horror film adaptive series that we've ever had. I don't think there is another horror film series out there that has accomplished what Stranger Things has accomplished. And
I don't think so.
There's a number of things about Stranger Things that I think they had to be like a growing pains period, because it took 3 years to get that season 4 back.
True.
Right? People need time to write this material. And so with that being said, ladies, it's clear to me that this Kenobi series they didn't take the time that was needed to write it. And I can kind of tell this just, from watching it. For episode 3, where we have some incredibly meaningful comments like, "Are you my real father?" And it's like, oh my God, like you hear something like that, you're like, wow, that's incredible. And then you think to yourself, but the rest of the comments, like saying Obi-Wan Kenobi smells bad, or watching him, go across the sands, a bazillion times, like we've seen 100 times before. And I'm like, all that other stuff is filler. None of it really means anything. There was only a few moments in a lot of the episodes where what they're saying actually conveys what the meaning of it's supposed to be. And so we don't have that with Stranger Things. What I noticed with Stranger Things, Nina and Lorena, is how careful every minute, even some of the arcs that I'm not that crazy about, how careful everything is planned. There's no downtime. And they are very careful to show a realistic scenario of where, the older kids are hanging out. The younger kids are there. They kind of want to be with the older kids, but they're separated. They can't be together. And this notion, something that I felt Stranger Things has been doing all along, but has perfected in season 4, is the idea, and Lorena, you and I have talked about this at length, the idea that some of the characters in Stranger Things were already popular and not, so to speak, as nerdy. But there are some of them who are like, you know what? I don't want to be a nerd anymore. And I think that that's very interesting, because it seems like it would be something ridiculous to say today. But in the 1980s, being a nerd meant a lot of different things. It's not the same thing as being a nerd today, is it?
No.
In the 1980s, if you were not in that clique, that crowd, you were kind of excluded from a lot of things. And the jocks I'm not going to say they were all evil and everything, but a lot of times we see a scenario where the jocks are kind of hunting someone down. Things like this would happen. That whole, just because you listen to, heavy metal music or play D&D and, you're going to be a satanic worshiper, that happened. And so there were a lot of social issues that they actually put in there that were realistic, but it didn't feel like they're trying to tell you whether it was right or wrong. They were telling you something. They had to create the scenario because there had to be some way to frame that kid. There had to be some reason why he was suspected, and he was guilty just by association. And one of the kids who tries his best to be cool finds himself like, yeah, all right, okay. I love my friends, but I'm not going to completely turn my back on them, because this is a matter of life and death, isn't it now? But even where someone is confronted, and I thought this was really interesting, the scenario where the jock is confronted with what he witnessed, even he cannot understand what is going on. And I'm sure that if you tried to sit this gentleman down, this kid down, and say, hey, this is what's happening, there's this demon, and he couldn't understand it. It was too traumatic for him. And I think that they captured that. I'm not saying what he's doing is right, but I love how they decided to focus on the idea of him knowing very well that that boy did not do it, but he's convinced himself that that boy is a guilty party. And I think we've seen a lot of shows that try to do that, but they don't effectively, convey it in a way. It was obvious, wasn't it? No one went up to him and said, well, you saw what happened, didn't you? He didn't do it. No, we don't have to have explanations like that. We had a story that was presented to us. It was shocking. It was shocking to see what happened to his friend. And There's nothing you can do to convince this young gentleman of what was behind it. Maybe he'll learn eventually, but I love that they decided to not make it so that everybody is on the same side necessarily. There are all these different levels of interpretation in it, and that adds to the horror of the situation, because it seems like, you know, the children are trying to fight this character, this evil, and they don't really have a whole bunch of support. And that's what really makes it real for me, because it's a realistic representation of what the 80s would be like at that time for children who are running away for their lives. So I felt like Stranger Things, clearly we already know that it's a superior series. We know that it has an incredible amount of content. There's an incredible amount of thought, and they're releasing the other part in July, which I love because it's like a summer hit. You know, it feels summery, like it feels good, that summer feeling. I love that they did that, and so I think that their strategy, they didn't even have to do anything. They knew that their work would stand for what they were trying to convey. These Duffer Brothers are geniuses, and I love them for what they've done.
I agree with a lot of what you said, RM, but I will say one thing about Stranger Things that I didn't like, and I thought was kind of really actually like kind of took me out of it a little bit. And that was the portrayal of the insinuation that Will is gay and that he is in love with Mike. And I didn't like that fact. I thought the insinuation was really dumb. I mean, if you can talk about him being gay if you want, I guess, even though you already have a lesbian character. This was very forced, in my opinion. And then they just kind of were like, oh, yeah, he's like in love with Mike and blah, blah, blah. And it just like the longing gazes and like the way that they kind of like went about it, I thought was definitely doing some insinuation. And then it just felt like, it just didn't feel right. Like you could say he's gay, but he didn't have to be in love with Mike. Like he could be coming out to his friend and like discovering that he's gay maybe. But that also I don't think is necessarily a thing. Like in terms of what you were saying, RM, about like kids in the 80s and how nerds acted back in the day. Because like if you're a tiny little kid and you're like, you know, you're a nerd and you're maybe you're scared of girls, like you don't really want to talk to girls, like you have self-confidence issues. That doesn't necessarily mean you're gay. It just means you're not like developed fast enough, or like you just haven't hit puberty fast enough, which seemed like kind of like what Will's character was in a way. Like he was like developing less quickly, and also because of his experience in the Upside Down for as long as he was in there, that he was having clear fucking issues. And that doesn't necessarily mean he's a homosexual. I just don't see it, and I think that's kind of like being forced, and I don't like it.
I would have to agree with you. That is something that I kind of picked up. It didn't take me out of it, but it was and kind of annoying because we didn't see a gradual evolution of that happening. And I see someone in the chat said that, yeah, you saw it in season 3. Nah, I really didn't. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. So when I saw it happening in season 4, it's just kind of like, do you really have to do this? It's like you can put that storyline in there, but let it kind of like evolve naturally so it doesn't stick out and feel so forced.
Well, they kind of hinted at it even in season 1. That's something that Michelle brought up on my channel, like when we were reviewing it, because she's such a huge fan of it, so she like remembered that. But they kind of talked about it in season 1 when he's missing, and then the mom, I think her name is Joyce, and Hopper are talking about him, and she's like saying like he's a really weird kid, and he was like, well, is he just weird or whatever, like, and then he's like. So one of them, I think the mom's like, or sorry, Hopper is like, the mom was like, sometimes the kids call him gay. And then Hopper was like, well, is he, and she's like, I don't know, who cares? Because it was like, because he was missing at the time, and they were the way that they were insinuating it. So they even hinted on it in season 1.
Okay, I totally freaking forgot that.
But even if they did, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. That's the thing. It's like she was like, I don't know. It could be that he's gay, but it could also mean he's a nerdy little kid that's not developing fast enough, and he just has some self-confidence problems.
Awkward. There's some people where just because they have certain mannerism doesn't necessarily, mean mean that they're gay.
And they would bully him because they would say that he's gay, and he may not necessarily be. So, that was kind of another situation there. Also, the arc with Alaska, I wasn't that, excited about, but
Neither was I.
they had to find some way to take the mother away from the kids on this one, at least in this half of the series. So
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it because I felt like the what they did with the Russian factor, like in terms of season 3, and how I thought that they were kind of like really hitting the nail on the Russiagate thing, and they were just kind of like all Russians are evil, and there was no like in between kind of thing. Whereas in this season, they're like, okay, there is good Russians too. Like, here's a good Russian character. Here's someone who balanced things out. Like, there's just like, at least there's nuance now in terms of like, there's not like all Russians aren't bad, and just nuance. So I think that they did a better job of it. And of course, RM, they had to take away the mom and Hopper from the kids, because now, and that's something I'm looking forward to, is the reunification of the cast, right? So like, that's something that they're setting up, and I think that's smart. That's smart writing. So that's good stuff.
It is, but for me, it just seems the Russia thing, it just took me out of it. To me, I feel like that should have wrapped up somewhere in first part of season 4. To me, I don't like how that seems to just drag on past that. It should have been wrapped up by then. At least that's kind of like how I see it.
Now, I did also want to mention that there was one scene, and Lorena, you and I talked about this. It was kind of like a Benny Hill scene, and you'll remember this scene. It's when Murray is talking to Joyce, and he had just done his Taekwondo, or his martial arts, because he's like
Such
a
a good
4-time black belt, guy. He takes his clothes off, and they put this bottle where where his private parts are, so you can't see it. And I'm like, this is pure Benny Hill. Like, thank you so much for doing this.
I remember that.
That was good.
I
remember
it so
that.
much.
That
But it
was
was
good.
they did so many things like that in the series that I felt, this was something that took them every minute of 3 years to put together, incredibly well thought out and planned. Even though they may have spent millions and millions of dollars on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, even if they spent half the amount of money on Stranger Things, it was done with a higher quality execution and output from what we see. So sometimes it doesn't necessarily matter if you spend $100 million on something. The care that you take for the details, which Stranger Things was all about the details, does make a huge difference. And I don't know if there were any plot issues with Stranger Things. I don't even care. It was so good that, and so entertaining. Yeah, I don't even care. Now, with Kenobi, people are like, well, the plot here. And I'm like, the reason why you care so much about that, especially, is because the writing is not up to par.
Yep. And the Stranger Things, it kind of was like, and there was a lot of really humorous moments in there. There like episode 4 was about Max, the girl, and I hate Max. I don't like her character. I think it was a fucking terrible character since season 3. I just didn't like her character. I don't like her or Billy. Like, I was like, this freaking terrible characters. When they killed off Billy, I was like, fuck, thank God. But that episode, it blew me away, man. Like, I was feeling emotional for a character I hated. I was like, I don't like her, but I'm feeling emotional, and it's scary to think that someone would be in that situation, and just the way the villain was, the way that scene was, like at the end of episode 4, and just the way that it went down. And I'm using all these words because I really don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't seen it yet. You really should see it.
Yeah.
But it's just it was so powerful, and I don't think you're getting that from Kenobi, which is it's disappointing for Star Wars fans.
It really is. Because again, to get back to with episode 4, with Max, I could have took or left her. I really didn't freaking care about her character at all. I just kind of thought she was obnoxious, annoying. That was just me. Maybe she's just a good actress.
Same here.
Know.
I didn't like her.
But with the evolution of what was going on in episode 4 with her, basically Ish just got real. That's pretty much all I can say about that.
Yep.
Without spoiling it. It totally got freaking real.
Yeah.
And that because of that switch that happens and the stakes are so high, I think that's what emotionally grabs you. And again, that's really good writing as well.
Yeah.
When you can take a character that's just,
Like, meh.
annoying and
Yeah.
whatever, I don't freaking care. She's there,
Yeah.
whatever about her and her brother, whatever. I don't freaking care, whatever. And then it's like, oh my God.
Mhm.
I hope she's
And
okay.
the other one too is like, I thought that, I forget the guy's name right now, but it's the guy who was they were trying to help. You guys know what I'm talking about. The one that they were trying to rescue, kind of help, right?
Yeah.
I thought that his character was going to be kind of like, when they first introduced the character, I thought that his character was going to be basically like a carbon copy of Billy's like archetype from the previous season.
Oh, Eddie?
And it turned, yes. And it turned out to be the complete like opposite. And I really liked Eddie's character. Like by the end of it, I was like a fan of Eddie. I'm like, who's this new character? This guy's awesome. I want him to survive. Like, I'm rooting for you now, and it's just, that's what good writing is. Good writing is when you have, and I really think that they stepped up their game from season 2 and 3. They did.
Lorena, and I do also want to mention excellent performances as well in Stranger Things. Not for a minute do I feel that the character is not being portrayed as the directors wanted the character to be, and the performances are believable. It's just such a wonderful.
I want to join this campaign too.
I'm
Hell
like,
yeah,
what a
that was
cool
dope.
Dungeon master.
Hellfire all the way.
You're right. And also, I will say one more thing about it. I think you're right. I think the performances are really great, but also it's because their kids are growing up, and you can tell that their acting is like improving. But also, I definitely have to comment on the fact that Millie Bobby Brown is definitely being uglified, because this girl is now just drop dead gorgeous. So like they totally uglified her again, because they were like, okay, you're way too pretty. We need you to look weird. We need you to act weird and look weird. So they definitely like worked on that, because she's gorgeous.
They did, because I saw an ad in Sephora for like one of her beauty lines or whatever. I'm like, that's what she freaking looks like.
Yeah.
I had to do a double take.
Yeah, they definitely worked on that. I was like, damn, girl.
On that. But both of you ladies are right. It's like the performances are really good. Now, I know Mike, because I didn't really particularly care for him in season 3, but season 4 really, really got to like him. So it's great performances, all around, not Shakespeare, but still it's good enough where it's not where you're concentrating on the story and you're not like, oh my gosh, this is crap freaking acting.
I'll give you another example of the like a really good writing of it, and it's like, it's not going to spoil anything, but there's a conversation between Steve and the kid with the hat. What was his name?
Dustin.
Dustin, that's right. Steve and Dustin are talking, and then he's like, he makes a joke about like, if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna knock your front teeth out. And then Dustin's like, too low, bro, because he had that like teeth disease and like the previous, and he gotten it fixed. So they literally put a joke of that in the fucking show, and I think that's hilarious. I think if you know that, and then you're kind of watching it and you're like, oh damn, that was a funny moment. There was another funny moment with Steve, and how he's like kind of jealous of Dustin's relationship with Eddie, and then Eddie's like, man, he loves you, man, like, and he's just like, he does, like, and he's like, oh, like, oh, like, it's just like that pride that he would feel and stuff. Like, there's a lot of good moments like that. So
there's a lot, even go ahead.
I'm sorry, ladies. I also did want to mention that, as I said before, they, this series has perfected being able to show us horror from, let's say, that 80s feel, that 80s sentiment. And recently we had, and Maria and you and I talked about this, that show Fear Street, which was on, I think it was also on Netflix. And they wanted to do a similar scenario. It's not exactly like Stranger Things, but they tried to do it in like a 70s version of horror. an
Mhm.
80s version of horror and a 90s version of horror. And it didn't quite capture what Stranger Things seems to have captured. So there is something to be said for the Duffer Brothers' ability to make this seem like a believable horror film from that era.
Mhm.
And I haven't really seen it replicated very well by other groups so far. So, I did just want to mention that, people have been trying to do this, but they haven't necessarily been as successful as Stranger Things.
That's a good
No, and
point.
another thing that Stranger Things isn't afraid to shy away from, and again, this goes back to the horror genre, of showing the carnage of true horror,
Mhm.
not being afraid to, show
There's still stakes.
dead bodies. Yeah, there's still stakes, there's still stakes, but it's not sugar-coated. When you
Mhm.
see the deaths of these teenagers that are going on, it is the first one, you don't see it, but it's talked about.
Mhm.
And then eventually it's revealed how it happens. And they evolve that so well. They do not shy away from exactly how horrible their deaths are. And it hits you on an emotional level. And that's what good horror is supposed to do. You're
Mhm.
supposed, whether you don't show carnage, but it's something psychologically that happens when you see it, or they straight up show you to shock you in a good way. They're not afraid to go there. And they do it in a way that's just enough to get the point across and to keep the horror tension going.
Mhm.
Thank you, Duffer Brothers. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. I'm glad they stepped up their game. I think they may have heard the fans. I think that's
I
something I think they listened.
I would
think they
agree,
listened.
especially bringing in Robert Englund.
Yes,
You can't get more
yes.
80s slasher than that dude.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, it was so good.
The soundtrack is still on point. Like,
Oh my
everything is
God.
there's a lot of good things going for it. By the way, episode 5 is called the Nina Project. So
Yes.
Yeah, I
I'm
thought
like-
about that, man.
I was like,
Yeah.
girl,
So
that's my
okay,
name.
Right. I'm just gonna say Kate, there was only one Kate Bush song that I knew.
You're running
So
up
now
that
I have
hill.
two. I'm like, why do I know this lady's voice?
Apparently that's on
Running
the
up that
charts now.
road.
Oh
Running
yeah,
up that hill.
totally.
Mhm.
Um,
It's a great song. I mean, I've always loved that song, but now it's like now I got him on my playlist. It wasn't on my playlist before.
It is burning stuff up. And she was like someone in the, in the early, she was kind of under, under the radar.
Mhm.
And I will say one of the cool things about Kate Bush's song Running Up That Hill, it literally looks like a 1980s MTV shot video dropped
Yes.
into here.
Mm.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's what it looks like. So
I'm glad they listened to the fans. I'm glad they stepped away from TDS.
Mhm.
I'm glad that they just got their ish together a little bit and put out a good season. And I have a good feeling for the next two.
Oh, I
It's
can't
only
wait.
2 episodes.
Can't wait.
But they're movie length, right? They're like,
Yeah,
I think,
one
like
of
2
them
hours or
is
something like
one
that.
and a half hours. The other is 2.5 hours.
Oh my
Wow.
God. What?
You know what? I'm not going
sorry.
to be able to leave
Wow.
my house. Let's
Mhm.
put that way. I'm not going to be able to leave my house. And I
July 4th
don't,
weekend,
I
right,
don't care.
guys?
Mhm.
Yes.
And they're setting it up. But don't forget, this is like the penultimate season too. So they're setting up to the series finale. So this is going to be a big deal. I think they're going to get huge numbers for season 4.
I really think that they are. I really think that they are.
I
And
can't wait.
I haven't looked forward to something like this in a long time. So
You know
so
what? And that's the other thing too, Lorena, is because like I'm a binge model girl. Like I like binging, and I understand the idea that it's better for business to have the episodic releases. But as a person, as somebody who likes the consumer, I like the binge model. But I also really like this because you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. Like we're talking about this now, and we're talking about, okay, we're ready and we're excited for like the next 2 episodes. It's going to end the season, and it's only going to take like another 2 months for it to come out, and it's not like, oh, it's going to be like 6 months from now when I've already forgotten the season, like it's going to be in a good time. So I think they're doing this really interesting.
And plus they've written it so that it does have that, that break to leave you enough to be anticipating about seeing what's next. I mean,
Yep.
Masters of the Universe Revelation didn't freaking do that. Just like, screw
Oh,
this
boy.
show. I don't feel like
Ooh.
watching it anymore. But with Stranger Things, they set it up where they drop these 7 episodes, for us to binge on and digest on and to go back and rewatch, actually, because I'm on my second rewatch of that. So it's at the perfect spot to give just enough time to let things kind of marinate out there and then, wrap it up. So I totally agree with you. There. Any last thoughts, ladies?
No. Disney Star Wars sucks. That's my last thought.
It sucks. Oh my gosh. But anyway, we got some more super chats. Thank you guys so very
thank
much. So to appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Let's see. We have Nicholas Horton with one of my favorite Avery eyes, of course. Toga's freaking crazy. Says, hi, lovely ladies and Tom. This is not the Kenobi show I wanted. He hasn't even been training. It's basically the Riva. I can't say it like Mark with the C. The Riva show.
Riva
show. Yeah, he hasn't been training. He's like,
for me, it's turning more into the Leia show, but
you got a point with that.
That kidnap arc is not very good at all. I'm sorry.
No, you're going to tell me a senator's kid, a galactic senator's kid, is out there roaming around with no eyes on her, and you don't think she's not a target to get kidnapped? Okay.
It didn't
but I'm
have
not
to be
writing
a
this show.
kidnap plot. It didn't have to be that way.
It didn't, but that's what y'all did. And come on, I'll spoil it. The fact that grown-ass kidnapping men couldn't bag this kid first try, forget it.
I've heard very bad things about the show, and I heard that it's got like the Darth Vader battle apparently is fucking awful.
Nina?
Well, it wasn't a full battle. It was more like, I called it a bitch slapping, but it wasn't
that's
a
pretty much
battle.
It. Yeah, Vader's afraid of fire. Apparently he's not going to pursue you if there's a wall of fire. It's ass. It's just like, what the frick is this?
Well, I've heard, and maybe RM, you can kind of clear this up because you was at Star Wars celebration. But there's a rumor that there is more than 6 episodes of Kenobi, that it's going to be like at least 10 episodes.
Well, let's just hope they don't release the other episodes on July 1st.
They're going to lose. But I don't know. But apparently there's that. And so the other rumor is that there is going to be another Vader fight.
Yes, it would make sense because that was not a fight.
That was a bitch slap. That was pretty much what it is. Like, here you are, here I am. Okay, there's fire. I'm gonna run away. It was.
I saw the edit that I think it was Matt Kadish that made it. Tom, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you would know because I think you saw it too. But it was the one where they show the fight, and this is the only way I got to see the fight because I'm not watching that fucking shitty show. But I saw the fight, and then it showed like he had juxtaposed it with like the Revenge of the Sith, and it's like like when he, or not Revenge of the Sith, the other one where Darth Vader like meets Obi-Wan for the first time in the original, and then he's like, we meet as well at last, Obi-Wan, and then he just like replays it over and over, and he's like, the last time I saw you, I was but the student and
a learner, but now
but the learner, so he plays it over and over and over and shows the scene where he's like raping Kenobi, like he's like choking him and like dragging him through fire and shit. And I'm like, what kind of student is this? It makes no sense.
Yeah, this was it here. This was the bitch fight.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe this crap I could believe it when I saw it. It was
they set him up to be bitch slapped.
Yes,
that's what this was. So he was, and so what was confusing was why he was still there, and like I said, that kidnapping plot is not a legitimate. It's not. There's nothing significant in it. So they had to create a scenario where he confronts him and. You know, this was okay. You know, it didn't have to be. They could have done a million things different with the scenario. There's a scene where Leia does, and I'm sorry, guys. There's a scene where Leia does ask Ben Kenobi if he is her real father, and I really like her saying that. You know, because I'm like, good. It would be great if you'd said, yeah, I am your real father. We know he isn't, but the point is that when you have a line that's as significant as that, and the rest of the entire episode is just like, okay, they're walking on the side of the road. It was kind of confusing. And there is one other scene where Kenobi sees Anakin kind of standing near him because I guess maybe they've connected again using the Force, and that looked cool. But other than those three things, I don't know. That whole episode was not
Leia
great. The
telling
level
Kenobi
that
he's
it's been.
I'm like, nah. Oh, and of course, Vader can apparently murk all these other people, but when it comes
I
to
mean, they keep
Kenobi,
talking about lore breaking. I mean, I don't know what's
It's-
more lore breaking than this shit, honestly.
we knew that was going to happen as soon as it got announced, and they kept
Mhm.
saying, no, it's not going to break the lore. It's like, okay, let's see if this happens, but I don't think you can pull this off without doing it. And sure enough, that's exactly what they
Now,
did.
I know a lot of people have made comments about the Reva character, but her arc is not nearly as bad as Leia's. So that's how I look at it. And you know, that girl who plays Leia is really cute. She's a little sweetheart.
I would have to agree with you on that.
So,
oh, is this broke ass George R.R. Martin?
Oh God,
AKA
Tom, what's this
Pablo
about?
Hidalgo. What is the sorry, I should follow my own advice and stay out of it until the story's done.
Tom, come and explain what is going on with this.
What he's talking about is the fact that Pablo is like a gatekeeper for a lot of the stories, but not only is he the gatekeeper, he continues to insult people.
Well, the latter I knew because he just
he was responding to Matthew Kadish talking about Vader not knowing, or Obi-Wan not knowing that Vader was still alive and all that shit.
Okay.
And then, of course, I called him out and said, of course you can't help yourself, because he even says here, I shouldn't be getting into interjecting myself, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I called him out because he had said, and this is using his own words against him, even though he said basketball. I forgot he said basketball, but the point is still taken. He goes, totally my mistake. I thought there was a real question there. And I was like, I thought you were just supposed to tell us if a dog could play baseball or not tell us how. Because that's what he says. He has no control over anything that winds up in the shows. His job is to just tell the writers, yes, it can happen, or no, it can't happen. That's
You
it.
see, because he usurped the original historians at the organization. So there was like a group of very well-versed experts at the organization who are no longer at the organization for
This sad fuck
reasons.
created a character in the universe based on him, who's like the keeper of the history or some shit.
And of course, now Hidalgo has assumed the position. He's assumed the position of
phrasing
the most relevant individual of knowledge, let's say, or one of the most relevant individuals. And unfortunately, he keeps finding himself in these situations where
this fool has an animated fucking icon with a mask on it.
No,
I rest my
take
case.
This dude seriously.
Fucking idiot.
You would think he'd have a Star Wars one, right?
You would think he would have anything but a mask. The mask thing is over. Like, I don't what the fuck is this? Who puts an animated photo of a fucking mask?
You know what, Nina? You have some people out there on Twitter that still have a freaking avatar with a mask on their freaking face.
It's so crazy to me.
It's so
the most
stupid.
cringe when it's animated, because you're like, you do realize that
They still got emojis and everything with the mask still on. I don't get it, but you know, they got it there. Let's see. This one's you.
Yes, Nicholas Horton for a £5 super chat. Thank you so much, Nicholas Horton. We do appreciate it. What is it with Netflix for holding back the remaining 2 episodes of Stranger Things 4 until July? I want to see them now. I mean, I understand how you feel.
They messing with us.
I get it, but I think they did a good job holding off.
Yeah, I can't be too mad at them because there's so, like I said, there's so much rewatchability
Mhm.
with those seven episodes that
And-
it's insane.
Ladies, I would have watched Stranger Things if they had just released one episode every week. We would have been like,
So would
holding our
I.
breath
I would have,
every
yeah.
week. Like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen next week.
You want to know the
because
reason is because they've realized that if they dump the entire show now,
Mm-hmm.
that nobody will stick around for it.
Mhm.
This way, they can get 2 hits out of this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yeah.
it's okay. I think that the level and the quality of the work
Exactly.
is such that you do need some time to absorb this material. But I'm grateful for it. I'm just grateful.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that in the next few years, most of Netflix's original content will be weekly
Mm-hmm.
I
instead
think
of
so. I mean, they're slowly like going
exactly.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're talking about going to a
Stream.
ad
stream.
revenue.
Oh,
ad revenue. So
put 'em on-
in
okay.
that case, then they will probably have to. So
Hmm.
anyhow,
All right.
moving on. Thank you for that
Let's
super chat, Nicholas. And then we got another one from Nicholas here. It looks like.
That be Nina.
Yeah, Nicholas, thank you so much for your generosity. Says, I got the Vecna connection early and I wasn't expecting Matthew Modine's character to return, considering he died. Wait, who's Matthew? Wait, I don't know
Papa.
names.
Papa.
Papa.
The white-haired
Oh,
guy.
Papa.
oh yeah. No, I'm glad they brought him back because he's like a fan favorite character. Wait, he died? I don't remember that. When did he die?
Yeah, I don't remember him dying.
I don't
mean,
remember
I like how he was introduced. I will say that. I did not. That kind of like blew my mind a little bit.
I do not remember him dying. Did I like wipe that from my
I'm
memory?
glad I'm not the only person because I don't either, unless it's been that long.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
been that long.
Episode
It's
1
been
or
that long.
2. I don't, or I blocked it out.
Yeah.
This is also
It's
getting me
entirely possible.
This series, I mean, let's say season 4 of Stranger Things is getting me excited for. They have all these pop-up Stranger Things events. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
I am not. However, I am betting, and I will go on record as saying this. I do believe that Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando is going to have a Stranger Things 4 haunted house.
Hell yeah, they should.
Freaking bet that they had one before.
I've been to it.
Definitely going to freaking have one this year.
I've been to it. I
I'm
went to
betting on that right
the
now.
original
Yeah.
one, and it was
Wow.
really fucking good.
I'm going to predict it right freaking
Oh,
now.
definitely. There's no way they're not gonna have one. Like, there's no way. It was their biggest attraction in Halloween Horror Nights.
So
for-
we're going to see Stranger Things experience popping up in different places.
Oh,
and
hell
I think
yeah.
I think it's fun. I think it adds to the whole thing, and I'm looking forward to it.
It does. They even have a MAC makeup collection for Stranger Things.
Oh my god, no, I did not know that. That's
Yes.
very funny.
I didn't buy it because it was freaking overpriced. That's why I didn't buy it. But yeah, literally 1980 shades and everything.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
It's
yeah.
themed. Really,
I thought you
really
were
well.
talking like I was like Mac, like I thought you were talking about like maybe like horror makeup that you could like
Yeah.
No,
like-
no. Nah,
like-
nah. Like
that makes sense. That's
yeah.
cool. Like 80s
Right.
colors. That's dope.
Mhm.
I could see. I could maybe buy that. Maybe possibly. I don't know. Depends on how expensive it is.
I'm waiting till
You
it goes on
usually-
sale.
Yeah, you're usually paying for like the brand, so it's like
you kind of are,
Yeah.
and Max quality with their special editions is not always a great. That's why I
Mm.
kind of skip it. But it was cool to see the advertisement, like you're
That's
saying,
cool.
with the stuff popping up about Stranger Things. You'll probably see pop-up events
Mhm.
again, like with makeup, like with outfits, probably like with
yes,
pop-up
that's
shops.
by Demi Gorgon. Yeah, like dude, the
Oh,
the
he did?
fucking the Halloween Horror Nights thing. It's great. The Demi Gorgon like chases you. I mean, it, like when I went, it was fucking awesome, man.
Ooh.
It sounds.
Did you ever
incredible.
Did you ever go to that, Lorena?
I didn't go when they. I wasn't down here in Florida yet when that
Okay.
happened, so I missed the Stranger Things house.
Yeah,
like
I
by
went.
a year.
I went to the LA one.
Mhm.
Oh,
the
wow.
Universal ones and all
So
that.
I'm banking they're gonna have a Stranger Things.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. That was their biggest attraction when I
Freaking
went.
great. Let's see. We have Dash Attack for $2. Thank you so very much. Robin is so freaking funny. She's great this season. I love Robin.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Wait, is Robin the lesbian girl?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could take her or leave her.
Yes, I like her. She's funny.
I'm like, whatever.
She's funny. I like her better than I did Max. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
Yeah, me too. I do like her better than that. The other one I could like care less for. Like I'm just like, she's such a she's just so annoying. Is
The reporter?
no, the little black girl. What's her name?
oh, I know who you're talking about.
Lucas's sister.
Yeah, Erica. God,
Erica.
she's so annoying. I was like,
is, and I like her for that actually.
Something
oh,
that
you
I
do?
noticed
I don't like her.
that we haven't seen, or at least I don't believe we saw before, but I do want to mention it, is that this might be a spoiler, but there's a part where Steve, is it Steve, the one who used to be the jock?
Yeah, the hot one.
Yeah. There's a part where he takes his part of his clothes off, or some of his
Mhm.
clothes off.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of see the female gaze, and like they're like, you know, like, and then one of the girls who's along the shore, one guy says something like, damn, when did Steve get so hairy? And she's like, give me those binoculars.
Yeah. That was great.
I was
That
so
was
down
Max.
with that.
I was like, that's hilarious.
I was so down with that.
Good
Yeah.
luck. This one
Thank you, Duffer Brothers.
There was good lines in this. That was one of them. It was good.
Yeah. I feel like I got to check him out.
Absolutely.
So Raymond for $50. Thank you
Wow.
so much. It
Oh
says-
my God.
Ooh, that's I believe. Go
Is
ahead.
it?
It
Okay.
is?
Yeah, good.
Oh my gosh, Raymond Huey, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. You rock. Thank you so much. We so appreciate your generosity. Thank you. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a disappointment.
Ooh.
Bad scripts, plot holes, continuity errors, and Obi-Wan is now a jellyfish? What the?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
Don't get me started on that
No
lightsaber
spine.
duel.
Oh. Okay.
Criticisms don't make me a racist, but it does make any accusers of such an idiot. Damn.
Yeah, you want to know what's funny? Like Mark with the C, he did a video with Drunk 3PO where they were basically talking about, the Reva character and talking about toxic fans. He has gotten so much vitriol, so has Demogeny about criticizing the character. I get crickets.
Wow.
Why is that?
Because you're a woman. You're not allowed to speak.
Yep. Absolute freaking crickets. I haven't heard a word. And we were all on the same freaking stream talking about it.
It's funny. It's funny that they treat you like that. They're like, they don't even have words for you. You're like, we're just gonna
No.
pretend you don't exist.
At least
Like,
you could make
no.
this thing and call me racist. I'm kind of due for that. I'm sick
To
of
be
it.
honest with you, I think kindness goes a long way, and people who are just being unkind to one another, just change your ways, please.
Oh, I got a fun
becoming.
comment today on one of my videos. It was held back, and the YouTube held for review comments, and
Yeah.
it was this chick is a neo-Nazi. People need to stop watching her content. And I was like, what?
Bruh.
What the fuck?
Bruh.
Yeah.
I was like on a movie review. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's not
No,
nice.
you'll
And
get
it's
people
not
who
true.
you'll get people who will leave comments and they won't watch the video. Like
Mm-mm.
somebody trashed the Dark Council talking about, we're talking about Reva and their whole BS comment. We're like, it's obvious you didn't watch the freaking video.
Dude, it's so crazy to me that this guy would write this. I literally have Infinite Hope videos about black cops doing amazing things, and they're on the icon, and I'm like, yeah, that's some neo-Nazi I am. I'm a pretty fucking bad neo-Nazi.
It's freaking insane. Oh, thank you, Raymond, for that
Yay,
So
thanks,
amazingly
Raymond.
generous super chat.
Raymond
Thank
Huey.
you. Let's see. And next up, we have Hillis Mary. This is Nina.
Wait, we missed Jin. Jin, is it this one?
Jen.
This one right here. Did we
Oh,
get that?
sorry. Double
okay.
click. Double click.
Jin, thank you so much for the $9.99. Says, hail to the panel. Love y'all. And Aram, my Monday Sunday love. Aw, that's so sweet.
I love you, Jen Korea.
So sweet.
Thank you for that. And before I forget, we have a member chat from Ezu the Dark Lord, who has been a member for 5 months at the Edgelord level. Says, lovely to see you, ladies. Hope you have a great show.
Thank
Always
you.
Midnight Tuesday in Australia.
All
John
right.
1, it is good times. Hi,
Aw.
Tom.
Hi. Aw.
Thank
How
you
you
for
doing?
that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
And then, yeah. Yes.
Can get this one.
Raymond Hui again for another $5 super chat. Wow, you were so generous. We so appreciate it, Raymond. We really do. Ladies, I didn't want to forget to tell you that you always make Mondays beautiful, like yourselves.
Aw.
Thank you.
Stay as lovely as you are. Love you all. Hi, Tom.
How you doing?
There you go.
Thank you, Raymond. You're so sweet.
Yes, thank you so very much.
See, for every like weird neo-Nazi comment I get, there's people like Raymond that
Exactly.
just make up my day.
So much
Like,
love. There we
so
go.
much
I
love.
think Hillis has some bad news for us. He has something to tell us.
Oh
Should I say
no.
congratulations, Hillis?
Oh no. Oh shit. Oh.
What's bad news?
I didn't get it until Tuesday. Oh my god. He's transitioning and then now he's preggers.
Yeah, he's late.
Oh.
God damn it, Tom.
No, it's not good.
I totally missed that.
I got it like 2 seconds after he said it. I was like, oh no.
Anyway, he says hello, beautiful ladies. Besides that, sorry.
Hi, Hillis.
Hi, Hillis.
Hi.
Thank you, my dear.
Good to
Thank
see you. He also sends another $2.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Oh my god. I was doing it. I'm doing it.
Andre
I'm doing
roll.
it. I'm clicking. Okay.
There you go. There you go. And now I
Yeah.
forget whose turn it is. Is it my turn?
You could
I'll
read
take
it.
it. Okay.
Go for it.
Gillis Mallory for another $2 says, so how excited are you for Ms. Marvel Wednesday?
Yay!
Oh my god, that was funny.
I think it's a show that's geared towards young adults.
Yeah.
Looking at that show.
I'm not
So
watching
I think
I'm
there might be a
gonna-
lot of young adults who will watch it and will love it, but it's not that young adult show. It feels like a young adult show to me, and I'm happy for them. You know, I hope they all enjoy it, but it doesn't feel like it's necessarily a show for adults. So
No,
Sorry about
but,
misgendering you, Hillis.
I'm gonna watch it because I got pulled into a panel about it. So I'm gonna
Oh, you do? Okay.
I'm gonna
So you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
watch
I'm gonna fall on that grenade.
Okay. That's good because I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
But
I don't think I can make fun of like a 15-year-old man.
Yeah,
Like, there's
it's
only so
kind
much
of-
you can do.
That's
it's
my
kind
problem.
of just
Yeah.
like I hope they do it right, and I
Yeah.
hope I'm curious. So we'll see how it is. I'll review it for my niece actually.
There you go.
Let's see. And next up we have
You can click it.
the Twinkie Kid. I know
I'm not clicking it.
Click it. That's for her, I believe. Mhm.
yes, the Twiggy Kid. It's that creature from Buck Rogers, right?
Bitty, 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 bitty.
The Tweaky Kid for $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, the Tweaky Kid. In terms of annoyance, is Erica in Stranger Things like Dee from What's Happening or Urkel? It's a good question. Great stream, ladies.
Got
Yeah.
some cheese.
Give me a quarter. I'll do it for a quarter.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
He's like that little girl. She's like that little girl in Blackish too, like the youngest daughter, like the one with the attitude. I just feel like it's like a trope. I don't like it.
I haven't watched that one. There's always the annoying little
Mhm.
sister trope in every sitcom. There's always that
I just
youngest
felt like
daughter.
I mean that's true, but I also
Somebody
felt
killed
like
the one on Family Matters.
What?
She disappeared. She went upstairs and never came down.
Oh.
wow. Well, it's funny because Jane and I were talking about like when we were reviewing it, where we were talking about how we think that one of the black kids is gonna die because that's like true to 80s form that they would kill
That is
off a
such
black
an
character.
oversold trope that is not true.
But we think that it might happen because
or if one of them had sex, they would die.
No, I get what you're saying. They'll probably do it because of the whole like.
Because
to me,
it's
an
the
urban legend, though. In fact, if you
Yeah.
go into the history, and there's a lot more cases where black characters actually survive, as opposed to die.
As opposed to
My
die.
favorite being the
Max.
people under the stairs. That was my freaking.
That's a great
favorite.
example too.
He sacrifices himself for me.
I love it in Scream
Mine is
2,
the
though.
shark one. I think it was called like Deep Blue Sea, the one
Yeah.
that like LL Cool J surprised.
yeah, that
fun.
was.
Well, that was even a later one, but you go back to like some of the earlier Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Streets too, and there's still, I mean, until you get to
Okay.
some later sequels, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be funny though. Like if they,
Like
if they did
Kincaid,
do it.
he survives Nightmare on Elm Street 3, gets killed right away in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, but so do all the white people too. So what's the difference?
Michelle was saying that she doesn't think that any of the main characters are gonna die because it's not a show like that.
See, that's where you guys were mentioning this earlier, and I didn't watch the second season because I heard it was meh compared to the first, and then somebody had said something to me about the third season going very kid friendly or something like that.
Yes,
And I think one of you guys had mentioned it. Yeah, Scooby-Doo. Yeah, exactly. So that also kind of turned me off. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, but the fourth one brought up the fear factor.
And then you got
again.
Robert Englund in it.
I was like, oh,
So good.
So I'll probably have to
feel like
watch
you're
them.
setting up the stakes for someone to die, like one of the main characters. I don't know which one. We're kind of like just going back and forth about it. Like we were like trying to break down the new trailer teaser that they released for part 2 and stuff, just to see if we can see like who's in it, who isn't in it. You know,
if they're edgy, they're gonna kill one of them off.
Yeah, because I think they're
kill
setting it
Elle.
up for that. They're setting it up.
Elle's got to sacrifice herself, or Lucas has to sacrifice himself.
Somebody that we absolutely care about.
Yeah,
gotta go.
I have a theory, but I can't
They
say
better
because
not
we're
kill
not talking
Steve.
spoilers. So, but I have a theory.
Send us $5.
Bird
Read it, Tom.
up. Who's reading it? Tom's reading it?
Yeah,
Tom?
why not? Tom, read it in your weird voice.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I could have done that if you wanted. But
Go
I was going to
for
bring
it.
this up too anyway, but he did. He said, spoiler alert. Oh, you want me to read it in the funny voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. The black kid in Friday the 13th Part 5 survived.
That sounded funny.
I remember that. I was like, dang, you made it.
I'm gonna write my theory in the back.
His
for you
cousin
guys.
didn't. He died in the shitter, if I remember right. But yeah.
Oh my god.
That wasn't even Jason in that one, though. So does that count?
That's a good point.
That was the copycat.
the copycat Jason. Man.
I like Part 5. I
That's like
unapologetically. So
Oh, I had no problem.
I actually like
with it.
more of them.
I was thoroughly entertained.
The Friday the 13th movies kind of go like this. They start out, they're great, you get a level. Then they go up a little bit once you get to about 6, and then they just kind of fall off a cliff from there.
That second one's still my favorite.
Yeah, the first few, they're all consistent until you get about 6, 7, and then after that they kind of start falling off a cliff.
I was just like, I'm freaking done. Let's see. Well, thank you guys going to all through those super chats. And we have one last story for the evening. I gotta shake my head on this one. Nina brought it up. And apparently there's a latest casting for Netflix's live action.
No.
Every time I hear Netflix live action and anime, I'm
out.
I'm like,
out.
I can't. I freaking can't stick to the animation because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean. I'm really freaking digging that. I really.
You know
am.
what's so crazy is I feel like instead of making this trash, which we all know is going to be trash, why not take that funding and put it into your animation studios? Because you guys are doing actually really well with the animation stuff. So
unfortunately, they're cutting a lot of their animation.
I hate to be the one to tell you this. They closed their animation division. That's why.
That's what I'm saying, though. Stop funding this crap and then give them the fucking money that they would need, because this takes a lot of funding to make live action. Anything takes a lot of funding,
And
so
it doesn't translate well at freaking all. And then you go, it's not some out of the way anime. This is One Piece that they're doing. So apparently they've race dropped one of the characters.
Huge fan base.
Huge, absolutely huge fan base. So yeah, they're gonna race swap one of the characters. I'm not as familiar with One Piece. I just know how
I don't know anything about it.
Very popular anime. There's just too many freaking episodes. I'll never freaking get caught up. But again, you have this race swapping just to do it, and it's just like it doesn't make sense to me.
Let's see. Okay, One Piece though, I feel like has like a lot of weird looking characters. But let me see. I want to see the oh shit. Oh, never mind. Because I was like, I want to see like the animation, what she looks like, and she. Oh my god! Really?
All right, we gotta see.
Okay, here
We
she
gotta
is.
see.
I was like, okay, what does she look like? And this is what she looks like. Really?
Y'all, what's
Come on
wrong with just
now.
giving us this?
Why can't you just give the? Oh my god! I don't.
You can get purple hair, crazy ass purple hair with awesome dimensions in it, body tattoos, get a makeup artist that can do body paint extremely well, and you can do this.
It's not that difficult.
No. Matter of fact, it's really freaking easy.
That's most women 20 to 30 right now.
This is weird that they would do this. I don't understand. I thought One Piece did have black people in it, like the actual cartoon.
That's something that I don't know because
I don't know either.
I've never watched it. I'm like a complete outside observer. All the
Me
merch
too.
that I've seen, I've never
Same here.
seen anyone dark skin. I've just seen, Luffy. I've seen some of the non-human characters. That's pretty much what I see on all the merch.
I'm just kind of like looking it up just to see if I can find, because there's one of the photos of like all the characters, and one of them, like I thought one of them was actually black, and I was like, oh, so they have like black people. Like I don't see why you
If they did and they didn't pick that one, it's just like, ugh, God. Again, it's kind of like what they did with Cowboy Bebop.
right.
I mean, I just again, I kind of raised my eyebrow that they cast a black guy as Jet Black. I mean, seriously.
Even though he basically did the best job, like out of all of them.
It's like he was actually pretty good, but
He
it's
was
kind of
really
like
good. I was sold actually on him.
this is who you get. Okay, all right.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I'm gonna share this photo, and I feel like, I mean, a lot of the races on here are like kind of like up for interpretation. Like, I don't think this is necessarily like, like for example, like this guy. Like, what the fuck is he? Like, what is that? Like, or this guy? Like, what is that? This thing is a dog.
They're suntanned, maybe?
Yeah, that's a dog.
Yeah, like there's this thing is a fucking skeleton. So is this supposed to be like a Mexican? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know.
Because this is like Dia de la Muertos.
The one with the X on the hat looks like strawberry shortcake.
Hey, I live here.
You ever
It
strawberry
is a
shortcake?
cute little character. I've seen like merch with that on it, and it looks.
Hang on, let me see if I can zoom. Okay, wait, I can do this better because I can zoom in on the photo.
Yeah, I know, JC. That's the issue. Why would you even want to make one? But they do it anyway. It's like there's things that are done in anime that you cannot do realistically in live action at all.
And this is just like the main cast. This is not even like the villains, because I'm sure the villains are like very different looking too.
But even like as say if I'm a fan of One Piece, I'm a fan of the anime, I'm a fan of the manga, and you race swap one of the characters just to do it,
that's stupid.
It doesn't feel authentic to me, and it's like why the heck should I watch it?
This is what Jane and I always talk about. Like we're always like, why don't you just make the characters look like the characters? Like if there's a black person, make them a black person. If they're a white person, make them Asian, and so on. Like I don't.
It's like if they redid Stardust Crusaders of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, if they made Abdul a white guy. No. Okay.
No.
Just no. No. For
No.
those who don't know, Abdul is a black character. Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't do that. You just don't do that. Like, look at this. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this up. This is like one of the ones that I've seen. Like, look at the amount of characters that is in One Piece. This is absolutely like, I mean, this is just fucking next level. Like, this is
I love
literally.
it.
Look at this guy.
Ooh.
There's a dude right here. I mean, there's just so many. Like, there's so many characters. There's definitely people of color in it somewhere. You know.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what the
It's
fuck
it's
this guy is.
completely diverse. It's got interesting looking
Yeah,
characters.
I see one
These
like
characters
all
are
the way in the
fun.
back to the right. It's huge. Then again, how long this anime or this manga has been going on for? Like, I don't know how long. I
Years.
think the guy finally died, and now it's actually gonna end. But it would make sense to have this, huge palette of different
There's
characters.
even a bear, a teddy bear.
This is so
Ah.
crazy. Like, look at this like green character. It looks like kind of like
Yeah.
the Hulk, you know?
It's
It's like,
incredible.
what are you gonna do with this character? Are you gonna just I don't know. I don't know how Netflix is gonna pull this off. I think this is gonna be
They're not. It's gonna be another Cowboy Bebop implosion.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not excited.
I
And
have no
will
faith
not be
in-
watching.
No, I don't have faith in Netflix live action. I just don't.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. All right. I think that is it for the stories we have for this evening.
Great show.
Fun show, amazing show. And of course, we would not have a show without you, amazing folks in the chat. Thank you so much. All the comments, all the super chats, all the love, all the retweets, putting the show out there on Twitter. We sure do appreciate that. There's one last super chat. Somebody snuck it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Snuck it in there. Real quick. Data Muth. I love saying that. For $5. Says, hey, ladies of the Midnight's Edge. It is said that Ichiro Oda, hopefully I said that right, the creator is heavily involved. Also, the characters are chosen on race given by the creator.
Okay. I mean, we heard that about Cowboy Bebop live action until they were like, yeah, he was really involved. And then he gave us all a suggestion and we threw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
So there you go. So we'll see what they do with his suggestions.
Yeah. Because again, like with Cowboy Bebop, didn't turn out so good.
Yeah, he was involved until he wasn't.
Yeah, until they said, yeah, it's nice. Go over there in the corner. We know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're doing. You want to take this one, my dear?
Yes, Hillis Mallory says for a $2 super chat. So long and thanks for all the fish. Good night, Hillis Mallory.
Good night. So good seeing you. All right, folks, and I believe that is going to do it.
So long, 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 and thanks for all the fish.
Fish.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
That was a funny book. I had fun for that. So why don't we go around and talk about what we have coming up to let the folks know about? We'll start with her. Tell the folks what you have going on.
Yes, please follow me on my channel, Positive Fandom, on YouTube and Twitch. Of course, Monday nights, you can always find me here with Nina and with Lorena and Tom on Toxic Femininity. Sometimes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, you can find me on the 1/6 Scale Man Network. You can also find me streaming with Lorena on Toxic Male Appreciation on Twitch Live on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes on Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern, you can find me on Midnight's Edge in the Morning with Tom and Andre. Sometimes on Saturdays, you can find me streaming late at night with Robert Meyer Burnett on the PGS. And on Sunday mornings, guys, Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me on Positive Fandom's Sunday Brunch Show, where we parlay all about the fandom. So do please check it out.
All right. All right. And of course, we have the amazing Nina Infinity. Let the folks know what you got going on.
Thank you. While we were doing the show, I dropped a review for a spoiler-free review for the movie RRR. So check that out on my channel after
Oh,
the
I can't
show.
wait.
Yeah, it's spoiler-free. So if you guys just want to know what it's about, just check it out. And also tomorrow I'll be on the Real BBC with as Gary and Mahler. So check me out on there tomorrow. Thank you so much. Toxic Femme is always amazing. Thank you.
And folks, as for me, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern on my channel, I am having an anime live stream, and we are going to be talking season 1 of Attack on Titan. So that is the one we are going to be talking about. If you are a fan of that particular anime, please come out and check it out. We are going to have an absolutely fabulous time. And of course, tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern p.m., of course, in the evening, Dark Council is returning to the Drunk 3PO basement. So that again, that's the permanent home, got remonetized. So we are back there. Yes, we are back there indeed. So come hang out.
That's
with
amazing.
Damaj and I, Mark with the C, Lord Callus, Fatal Day, Damaj and I, and El Presidente, and Drunk 3PO, and myself. So please do check that out. Appreciate the heck out of that. Because Blazeheart Panther, because I have to be different. So I say anime. I say Han Solo. I do not say Han Solo.
Oh. Okay. I like the way you say things.
Oh, well, thank you, my dear.
Aiken sent us a sticker of a little doggy going, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Aiken. Love it.
What else you got going on? Anything else?
Let's see. What else? What day is it? Let's see. I always have to think about what day it is.
Wednesday and then Thursday.
Thursday is the Toxic Male Appreciation Stream, which I have with over on Twitch. And we are going to be talking about the father and son duo of Denzel and John David.
Oh,
Washington.
That's nice.
Yeah, so please do come and check that out. Of course, theme park stream on Saturday. I don't know what time yet, but I do know we're going to be shopping for anime swag over in the Japan Pavilion at Epcot, so you do not want to miss that.
Ooh, sounds good.
And that'll do it for me. Yay. So, Tom, you ready to take us on out of here?
Did you guys get this sticker from Aiken?
Yes, we did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. What was that?
You got anything coming up you want to plug?
Mead Radio. That's about it.
There you go. Mead Radio.
And we'll see you guys over there.
Great music.
Night, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Night.
Future